Good evening and welcome to our playoff edition of the Wildcat Sports Network. I'm Blake Tucker, the color commentator for the Wildcat Sports Network. Tonight is Har-Ber's first playoff game after receiving a bye in the first round. We've got Conway warming up on the field. Coach Wood will be here, as well as a few familiar faces. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. Today is November 20th, 2015, and WCSN starts right now. Coach Wood's here to kick things off. Coach, thanks for being here. So, coming off of a big win against Rogers Heritage, coming into the playoffs here, 8-0 in the season, first time Har-Ber's done that all year long. How does that kind of momentum translate into the playoffs?
Well, I mean, we'll reflect back on it once the season's over with in the sense that really of the accomplishments this group has done. But we still got work to do. Our guys wanted to win the conference championship outright. They were able to do that. They earned the bye, which I think was real important from a rest standpoint. And, now we know we're in a totally different season. That's one part of our goal and what we tried to accomplish, but we had a bigger goal out there, and that starts tonight.
Absolutely. A lot of people would argue that having a bye the first round kind of kills some of that momentum that you carried in from the regular season. Do you view it as more of a challenge or kind of more as a blessing?
Well, I think for us, you earn that bye, and it gives you an opportunity to do a couple of things. One, it allows you to rest up. We've had guys that's really competed this year that's been banged up, and they haven't complained once. They get out there on Friday night and they compete for you. So we're able to rest some guys. It also gave us an opportunity during the bye week to work with our junior varsity, our sophomore, giving them an opportunity to get some time with coaches on Monday, and then we let them scrimmage last Friday. I think that's very important to reward them for their hard work for us this year. And then, give us a little bit of head start on our opponents. We worked on both Springdale and Conway last week, trying to get ourselves a little bit ahead of the game. We didn't know who we were going to have until last Friday night, but it did a little bit of that. And then I also think for our program, our guys enjoy those first couple of days. About Wednesday, they were ready to play football again. And I think when you're getting down to the finality of a football season, especially with your senior class, your junior class, but mainly them seniors realizing, hey, we don't want it to be like this from here on out. We want to keep playing football on Friday night until there's no more opportunities to play. And so I think it just kind of refocused everybody on the second round of playoffs.
Sure. So you talked a little bit about not knowing who you're going to play the first week of practice after the regular season. What are some things specifically that you've worked on coming into this week?
Well, if I told you that, I'd give away our secrets. So I can't do that. No, I'm kidding. We've stayed the course. We're a team that we believe in fundamentals, and we believe in not straying away from those. And we have a philosophy and we have a belief system, and those are things we work on. Things we were doing week 11, you would have saw us doing that back in August. We're going to focus on our run game, our vertical pass. Defensively, it's tackling, running the football, creating turnovers. And I think that's one of the things that's really helped us along the course of the years. We never deviated from the plan. And, there's a lot of things out there that'd be fun to work on and do. But for us to have the success and get to where we want to be, you focus on the details of fundamentals. And that's what we've done, and that's what we'll continue to do as long as we stay in it.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Coach. We're going to bring you back here in a little bit later. Speaking of the plan and never deviating, let's talk about what it means to be 8-0.
The regular football season is officially over, and the Wildcats are on the road to the Rock. As the undefeated conference champs of the 7A West and #1 team in the state, players and coaches are extremely humbled.
It was excellent. It's something that the kids strive for all year. It's something that no Har-Ber team has ever done. Even the 2009 state championship team, we lost the last conference game against Bentonville, so it feels really good to accomplish something that's never been done before.
It feels great. We went undefeated, first team in Har-Ber history to ever do that, which is amazing, and it just feels great to be conference champs.
Achieving things that have never been done before, this group of men is unlike any other, and their desire to win is evident.
What's special is their work ethic. They work extremely hard. Again, they're very focused. They want to win. They don't want to go down as a team that had great potential and never achieved it. They want to achieve it all.
We worked extremely hard. We had to go through 2 a days technically. We woke up at 7 in the morning, practiced till 8:45, and and come back that afternoon, 4:15 to 5 something, I'd say, and just work.
Coming off a bye week, the stakes are high as Har-Ber takes on Conway in the state quarterfinals.
Just take the same approach. The thing is, you practice with urgency. Now there is no next week. You don't get a do-over anymore. You have 4 quarters to play, and what you do with those 4 quarters dictates whether you get another 4.
During the bye week, we kind of kept up our practicing, and a lot of the guys that weren't really feeling well got back healthy. And so I think having everybody back is a really big deal, and then just getting ready to play Conway again.
As the Cats make their postseason debut, fans can expect to see their hard work continue to pay off as they push on for the road to the Rock. For WCSN, I'm Grace Sugg.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
This is Jack. And this,
I am starving,
is Jack's appetite. It's never satisfied.
I'm hungry.
Seriously, dude?
What?
Then Jack's mom started serving Tyson Anytizer snacks. With all white meat and lots of protein, they're the only snacks that make Jack's appetite disappear. Tyson Anytizer snacks. Consider snacking solved.
Welcome back. Here with us now is Fuller Chandler. Fuller, thrown for 1,800 yards this season, 27 touchdowns, quarterback rating of 122. What's that like for you going into the playoffs, knowing that you've contributed to your team's success in such a big way?
I think it goes more as the team's contributed to my success. I think it starts with the offensive line, obviously, because if they don't protect, we have no chance. We have the best receiving running back in the state. We have 3 of the best receivers in the state. And so, whenever you put all those things together, it makes your job a lot easier that not every throw has to be perfect. You have guys that go out there and make plays down after down, and I think that's really where all the success comes from.
Sure. When this season started, did you think that Har-Ber would be in the position that it is right now?
Obviously, we all had a really positive mindset going into the season. So, you were like, I want to go 10-0. So, obviously, the beginning expectation was higher, and then after week 1, we were kind of like, okay. But it was kind of a reality check, and we said, we're gonna finish this thing outright. And we ended up doing what we thought we'd do, and that was win conference outright.
Sure, and you talked about kind of that 10-0 mentality starting the season. A lot of that's obviously the product of a coaching staff that demands excellence from their players. Preparation-wise, how has that demand for excellence translated into preparation, not only last week but this week?
I think it begins with the little things. We spend a lot of time in our endo period where we're just working on our own fundamentals and our own position groups. And I think by having every position group work on their own to become the best that they can be, it translates out on the field whenever you put everyone together.
Sure. So what are we going to see from Conway tonight?
Obviously, you're going to see tall, athletic, fast guys that can really make plays when they need to. Their defensive line is good, and their secondary is really good. Linebackers attack the hole quick. And so I think, they have some really athletic and big mindsets that come into it, but I think we're going to be all right.
I think so as well. Fuller, thank you for being here. We're going to take another quick commercial break, but when we come back, Coach Simpson will be with us on the show. Don't change the channel. WCSN will be right back.
Do you need new tires? Do you want a price match guarantee? Do you want to wait in a newly renovated waiting room? Do you want tire services at any time with no appointment? Then Tire Tracks is the place for you. With our price match guarantee and the largest inventory of new and used tires in the area, we have tires for every budget. Tire Tracks, Northwest Arkansas's largest independent tire dealer.
Welcome home to Lindsay Living. Affordable rates, available on-site management, attitudes of service, and amenities unmatched make residents love where they live and play. From value-packed basic apartments to resort-style living on golf courses, we manage options to fit your needs and wants. Apply online at lindsaymanagement.com for locations throughout Arkansas and in surrounding states.
Welcome back. Here with us now is Coach Simpson coaching our defensive safeties. Coach, thank you for joining us. First question, can you give us just a brief overview of who you are, your history?
I started out as a volunteer assistant at Fayetteville High School when I was in college. My first job was at Northside High School. I was there for 10 years. I was the offensive line coach for 5 of that, and 5 years I was the defensive coordinator. Wife got transferred, job up here, and got a job with Coach Wood here at Har-Ber. I was linebackers coach for about 6 years and DC for 2 of that, and then have coached running backs, coached quarterbacks, and now I'm back on defense coaching safeties.
All right. Although I feel that I might know the answer to this, having played under you for 2 years, how would you describe your coaching philosophy?
Basically, it's just making sure guys do their job. When they do their job, other people don't have to worry about and try to cover up for them on the field. And as long as everybody's knowing their job and participating in what they're supposed to do, things work out really well.
Absolutely. Okay. And then Conway. Obviously, we asked Coach Wood a little bit about Conway and what's different. What has Har-Ber changed coming into this Conway game to stop the pass?
Our biggest change is just the addition of Brady Patrick in the secondary. We know we can get a third safety in the ball game. We can do some things with him. The biggest thing is just making sure that they've got 2 good receivers on the outside. We want to limit their touches and make them earn whatever they get. Don't give up a big play, and make sure that if they do move the ball, they're doing it in a pretty slow manner.
Coach, thanks for joining us. One more quick commercial break, but when we come back, the 6-Yard Express himself will be joining us. Don't go anywhere. WCSN will be right back.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Chevrolet. You've heard me say we have a better way to buy your new Chevy. If you've not been here to find out what that means, I want to invite you to come see us. You'll love the way we do business. And you can shop our great selection of the North American Truck of the Year, the Chevy Silverado, with the best V8 fuel economy of any full-size truck. Family owned, customer friendly, Everett Chevrolet in Springdale, I-49 at Elm Springs Road.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Harps. Hometown fresh.
Welcome back. You're watching WCSN Playoff Edition. Here with us now is the 6-Yard Express, Luke Hannon. You've been coined the name the 6-Yard Express. How does that make you feel? Is that added pressure?
I think it's a blessing. No, I think it's pretty appropriate. Of course, we are trying to get as many yards as we can every time we run it, but 6 seems to be the number that comes out the most.
Yeah, 6.7, right, to be exact?
That's right.
Yep. And so, obviously, you've had 2 weeks to prepare for this. Kind of a down week the first week, not knowing who you're playing, rolling into the second week. What has your preparations been like?
I've been experiencing a lot more ball security. That was a problem during the beginning of the season. And, of course, pass blocking is always important. That's been one of the issues of my game that hasn't been the strongest. And it's playoff season, so bottom line, you just got to want it more than them.
Sure. And so Conway's out there warming up. What can we expect from them?
They're always going to be athletic. I mean, we played them week 3 down in Conway, and they got after us at first. We started off a little slow offensively. So we just got to be ready for them, weather the storm, and then just do what we do, stick to our rules. We're the only people that can stop us.
Yep. And then you've had, last season you broke 1,500 yards. This season you're up close to that 1,400 or 1,470 plus, I believe. What do you attribute that success to?
Definitely the O-linemen. They've done it all for me. Of course, running it 200 times can help with those numbers because I know a lot of the other guys in the 7A haven't toted it that many times. But, yeah, just the whole offense in general and the mastermind of Coach Wood.
Absolutely. Luke, thank you for joining us. One more quick commercial break, but when we come back, Coach Wood will be with us to help break down Conway. Don't change the channel. WCSN will be right back.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett. Here at Everett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Family-owned, customer-friendly is more than just a slogan. We're dedicated to giving you the best car buying experience you've ever had. We really do want what's best for our customers, and it shows in everything we do. So come see us for a better way to buy Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the Ram 1500. Family-owned, customer-friendly. Everett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Springdale.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
7 to 7 hours work great with our business.
I'm really glad that they're open late.
I'm stunned at the hours.
They're open later hours. You can't even get in the door, and they're already greeting you.
They're all nice. They're all friendly.
They treat you like you're a queen.
I named my puppy Arvest Bank.
Okay, what kind of breed of dog do you think Arvest would be?
The cutest, cuddliest, sweetest, most convenient dog ever.
Arvest Bank. Our customers say it best.
So back with us is Coach Wood. First playoff game's just a few minutes away, but let's talk about Conway. We've played Conway before, early in the season. What's different tonight versus how we played them the first time?
Well, one of the biggest differences is the loser's done. And, your season comes to an end, so there's a different type of urgency and a focus and a passion to play the game. Conway's, they're well coached. Ashcraft and his staff do a fantastic job. I mean, they always schematically have those kids ready. Week 3, we went in there and I thought they got after us. And, we came out on the positive end. But there's a lot of little things we weren't doing real well that night. And Conway had something to do with that. But offensively, it starts with the quarterback that's going to UCA. He's got a great arm, makes all the throws. I think he's got a multitude of receivers he can get the ball to. They're going to try to get the running game established. They've replaced some of their offensive line. Those guys are doing a good job up front. Defensively, they base themselves out of a 3 front. We'll see some 3. We'll see some even front. I think they got good secondary guys that can cover you up and keep everything in front of you. And so, it's just typical Conway. They do all the little things right, and they're fast and athletic, and we'll have to do the little things right to be successful.
Yeah, so like you said, it's win or go home. So what are the keys tonight versus Conway?
Well, no big plays. From a defense standpoint, I think Coach would say you don't want to give up the big play. You want to make them drive the football. You got to win turnovers, whether we had that success at Conway and we're able to score off those turnovers. And then we got to sustain drives and be really productive in the red zone, get touchdowns, no field goals.
Okay. Well, Coach, thank you for being here. That's all for time we have for tonight. Don't forget, when Har-Ber advances, WCSN will be right here at this time again for your pregame show. For Superintendent Dr. Jim Rollins and Athletic Director Wayne Stellick, I'm Blake Tucker. Stay tuned. Up next is Kickoff. We'll see you next time.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
When you get old in life, you find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. 1/2 a step too late or too early, you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. In any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. There's 6 inches in front of your face. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. That's the team, gentlemen.
All right, he's got it completed. Right, he's got a ton of pressure. He's going to have a first down. He's keeping now. He's on his horse. touchdown, Har-Ber Wildcats! First down, he's looking for the end zone. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. They roll to the right-hand side. Har-Ber Wildcat touchdown. Har-Ber picks it up. That was incredible. Have enough for a first down. Har-Ber wins. The number 1 team in the state of Arkansas are the Har-Ber Wildcats.
That's football, guys. That's all it is.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
The Youth Bridge Bully Buster program is this program that we are pushing through the schools to make increase awareness of bullying in the schools, not just for those who are bullied, but for the bullies. The Youth Bridge Bully Buster program is symbolized in these orange wristbands, and kids can wear them proudly and say that they're going to stand up to bullies and they're going to seek assistance, they're going to seek help, they're going to talk to parents and their teachers to let them know that either they're being victimized by bullies or their friends are being victimized by bullies. These kids are wanting to go to school to get an education. They want to hang out with their friends and they want to feel safe when they go to school. And when they're having challenges with their peers, we need to make sure that not only are the kids who are victims of bullying taken care of, but also to try to see what things that the bullies are needing as far as like social skills training or mentoring or any kind of help or understanding as to what's going on with them. Because sometimes it's not that they have an innate meanness to them. And one of the things that we have to do is go in, and sometimes it's a family intervention, and we can meet with the moms and the dads or the guardians or anybody else who's interacting with the kid who is having these challenging behaviors, and just put some things in place and to redirect them in order so they can be successful in the community and in the schools. YouthBridge has clinicians on staff that are experts in working with families that have these types of challenges, from mental health issues to mental illness issues. We have licensed professional counselors, we have mental health paraprofessionals, case managers, drug counselors that can get involved in a child's life to try to improve their situation. And if the family is needing more eyes and ears to be advocates for them, then YouthBridge has a team that can do that. And so with the YouthBridge Bully Buster campaign, we hope to bring awareness and action to bullying in our school systems. The YouthBridge Bully Buster program is this program that we are pushing through the schools to increase awareness of bullying in the school.
Welcome, Wildcat Nation. On behalf of Superintendent Dr. Jim Rollins and Athletic Director Wayne Stellick, welcome to tonight's broadcast from beautiful Springdale, Arkansas, the home of the number 1 team in the state of Arkansas. The 9-1 Har-Ber Wildcats play the 6-5 Wampus Cats of Conway. My name is Donald Tucker, your voice of the Wildcats.
And my name is Blake Tucker. Tonight is the night. It's the night that this team has been working towards since the end of last season. The slate has been wiped clean and the records no longer matter. It's win or be eliminated. This is the second round of the Arkansas 7A state football playoffs, and these teams will fight for every inch in their journey on the road to War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock, Arkansas. This is Wildcat football, and you are watching WCSN. We're going to throw it to a commercial, but when we come back, we will have your pregame analysis.
Do you need new tires? Do you want a price match guarantee? Do you want to wait in a newly renovated waiting room? Do you want tire services at any time with no appointment? Then Tire Tracks is the place for you. With our price match guarantee and the largest inventory of new and used tires in the area, we have tires for every budget. Tire Tracks, Northwest Arkansas's largest independent tire dealer.
Welcome back to Har-Ber Wildcat Stadium in beautiful Springdale, Arkansas, where the Har-Ber Wildcats host the
Wampus Cats.
Wampus Cats. It's a cat fight of Conway. A little bit about Conway there. Conway overall is 65th in the nation. 6-5 overall. 4-3 in conference. Nationally ranked, they're 988th. In the state of Arkansas, the Wampus Cats of Conway are 13. Head coach is Clint Ashcraft, and they're facing a pretty formidable team here at Har-Ber for round 2 of the playoffs. How much of a challenge is that going to bring to the Wampus Cats?
Well, I mean, on the other side, you listed some of those Max Preps rankings for Conway. Conway, according to Max Preps, number 988th in the nation. Har-Ber all the way up to 58th in the country right now. Jumped a few spots in the bye week. Computer polls starting to recognize some of the work that they've put in all season. Max Preps has them number 1 in the state, also jumping teams like Cabot, Pine Bluff, Greenwood. Now, Undisputed, as Hootens ranks them also number 1 in the state. Everybody seems to be in agreement that they are the team to beat in this playoff round. Hootens also has them winning by 35 points in this game. Last time these teams met, back in week 3, Har-Ber won that game 37-7. So just talking a little bit about the keys to the game starting off. Conway, of course, for those of you that watched week 3, their quarterback, number 3, Braylon Smith. He's 6'3", 187-pound senior. He's thrown for 2,111 yards this year. He's going to be playing at UCA next year. And then their ball handling duties will be primarily handled by number 28, McCall Dale, 5'9", 165-pound junior. 726 yards on the ground on 121 carries, averaging 6 yards a carry. Impressive stats until you look at the other side of the field, where Har-Ber will be led by quarterback Fuller Chandler. 1,800 yards passing, 27 total touchdowns, 122.2 quarterback rating. Done a phenomenal job of not only leading this team by example, but leading the team emotionally as a senior that has experience in games and has really opened up, not really just opened up and thrown the ball down the field. He's created opportunities for the next guy we're going to talk about. Luke Hannon is a man that needs no introduction. He led the 7A West in rushing for the 2nd consecutive season. He is also a senior. He's rushed for 1,476 yards on 219 carries so far. And if he has his way tonight, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of that from him. And you did hear that total right. He has more than double of Conway's leading rusher, and he's doing it with 6.7 yards a carry. There's a reason they call him the 6-yard express, because you can pretty much guarantee that every time he puts his hands on the ball, he's going to make something happen.
So Har-Ber comes to the field, or we prepare for Conway coming to the field. Tonight's contest, as Blake had mentioned, they're 58th. I believe that 58th nationally ranked, the number 1 in the state by basically all reputable sources. Conway's had last week, ball game last week, which they'd won, which advanced them this week. So now they're fighting against a team that's had a 2-week break. They've had time to prepare. And it looks like the Wildcats are coming onto the field right now.
Wildcats toting the American flag and stepping onto this field for the first time in playoffs as the number 1 team in the state, undisputed 7A West Conference champions, and by far the favorites to win the state championship this year. Your Har-Ber Wildcats. And we talked a little bit about in the coaches show. Obviously, we talked to both Fuller Chandler and Luke Hannon. Both of those guys had very big seasons for their senior seasons. Impact players, obviously, by any way you want to measure it. But when we asked Luke Hannon, what do you attribute your success to? He said the O-line, just a city of big shoulders down there. And, if Luke Hannon was Frank Sinatra, he'd be calling it, that's my kind of town. He wants those big guys that are going to go push the guys away, create those running lanes for him, and get him into the second level. And that's success that he's enjoyed all season because he consistently gets into the second level. That 6-yard average comes from safeties having to come up and make the play on run plays, from linebackers that get driven backwards when the O-line makes it into the second level. He's had a great season this year, largely in part due to his O-line. and he'll be the first person to tell you that. He's one of those guys that's, when asked, how did you do so well, he's always going to give credit to his teammates first. He's not only a great football player, he's a great man.
Absolutely. So Har-Ber elects to kick off first here in the first quarter of tonight's contest. Beautiful night tonight, high 50s. There is some wind, it looks like, and it's out of the south. And we are moments away from round 2 of the state of Arkansas high school football playoffs.
Obviously, Har-Ber with the bye last week has had 2 weeks rest coming into this game. Conway had to play in the first round last week against Springdale, in which they won handedly. But Har-Ber is a different animal.
So as usual, that'll be a touchback as it goes out the back of the end zone, which will give the Wampus Cats 1st and 10 from the 20. And we will get to see what kind of a response the Wildcats have driven up the mountain tonight.
Har-Ber's defense coming out here. See big guys up front, Ramirez, Hall, Val. Val's leading the defense right now with 6 sacks on the season, a defense that combined has 24 sacks. A lot of guys that can put pressure back there. 8 INTs for the secondary, a few of which returned for touchdowns. They've done an excellent job of keeping Har-Ber in games this season.
So takes the snap in shotgun, drops back. He's going to fake a pass, shoved out of bounds, and he is not. So he's going to be completed, and it's going to be about a 7-yard gain.
Braylon Smith making a play happen with his legs there. Got a little bit of pressure into the backfield. He rolled out of the pocket and found a receiver on the sideline. Was almost at the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball. Great field awareness to make sure he wasn't over that line.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 2 for the Wampus Cats. 11:52 on the clock here in the first quarter. Smith back at shotgun. We got twin split to the bottom of your screen. Can hand it off up the middle, but he is met immediately at the line of scrimmage by Val. And it looks like Hall in there as well.
Ramirez is the guy that ended up holding him down initially. Great pursuit from the interior guys, making sure they're in there to finish the play, but it's tough to go anywhere when you got Ramirez hanging off the back of your shoulder pads. I don't care how good you are at sled pulls, you are not going to pull that guy.
11:30 on the clock, first quarter. It's still 3rd down and 4. Smith drops, rolls to the right, looking for a man downfield, and it is going to be incomplete.
Osley back there delivering the pressure, putting a solid hit on Braylon Smith. And if anything, that goes to just get inside this quarterback's head that said, even if you get the ball away, if I'm close enough not to risk the penalty, you are going to get hit. And eventually that's going to wear on him. Nobody can take hits like that all game long. Har-Ber's defense trying to set the tone early on and establish the dominance they left off with after week 3.
Conway back at shotgun, or punt formations, 4th down and 4. Ball's on a 26. And it looks like we have a shift and an offsides.
See a false start signal from one of the referees. We'll wait for the call from the head official. You see that all the time in college football and some in high school football, where offenses will come in motion so quick, a defensive guy directly across from him will interpret that as movement like the play has started and jump off sides that way. Granted, it's no excuse, you're supposed to be watching the ball, but sometimes you can get them to go ahead and throw that flag if you jump across the line in response to their movement.
Offsides against Har-Ber. So that is going to give the Wampus Wildcats, the Wampus Cats of Conway, a 1st down.
It's just one of those mental breakdowns, not paying attention to when the football is snapped, but extending this drive for the Wampus Cats. Har-Ber's going to have to nip in the bud quickly.
So up the middle, he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fight for about 3 yards. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 7 for Conway.
Ramirez brought all 7 cars on the freight train outside the hash to make that tackle. You don't expect to get hit by a nose guard when you run outside the hashes.
So we've got a little bit of a spot there, so it's 2nd and 6. It's 10:49 on the clock. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Smith drops back, looks to your right. It's going to be thrown, and it is going to be incomplete.
Bring up third down here for Har-Ber. Aside from that, the one breakdown there on that penalty, they have looked very good so far. Haven't allowed any big plays. You heard Coach Wood say that in the pregame show. It was one of their keys to the game. In all honesty, it's one of their keys to every game. No big plays. Try to eliminate that momentum shift that a big play creates, and you've done an excellent job of shifting momentum back to your offense so they can turn around and make those big plays.
Third down and 6 for the Wampus Conways. Smith drops back. It is completed for a first down. He's going to be tackled for about 7 yards on top of that.
Brighton Cook in the initial contact and Peyton Kofer coming in to clean up. One of those mid-range plays, something that you saw Southside run kind of effectively on this defense as well. You see some of that game plan coming out in Conway. That's what you get when a team is well coached and watches a lot of film.
Smith in shotgun, trips to the top of your screen. It's first down and 10. Ball sits on the 46-yard line. And there's nothing going on, so he's going to try to keep it. He's going to be dropped by Ramirez for about a 10-yard loss.
I'm not his coach, but in that scenario, I'm telling him that he spun the wrong direction. That's the last man that I want landing on top of me. Big, strong nose guard. Let a linebacker hit me, please.
9 minutes, 54 seconds to go here in the first quarter as it continues to roll. Second down and 16. The ball is on the 40-yard line. Smith back at shotgun. Oh, got a little false start here.
That will definitely be on the offensive line. They're not going to sneak away from that one. It's going to create a very long second down situation.
When you got David Val lining up across from you, every little trick you can do to beat him off the line of scrimmage, you're going to try to get away with it.
Yeah, Har-Ber's had a few very quick defensive ends in their history. You look at guys like Seth Gates, who's known for his speed skate technique. He had guys jump off sides all the time trying to get the jump on him because he was so quick off the ball.
So the ball's passed out to the flats. It's going to be completed for about 5 yards, so that's still going to be short by about 15. And that's going to bring up third down and 15 for the Wampus Cats.
That was Noah Hayward in there getting that pass breakup. Almost got enough of a hit on the receiver, though, to take him down. It's still a very tough third down conversion for them. There's not a lot of plays in their playbook that can answer that kind of a situation.
Trips to the bottom of your screen. Smith back at shotgun. Looks to the right. Doesn't have anybody open. He's going to try to get rid of it here. We got a flag on the play.
Right back there in that holding area. Might see a declined penalty here to bring up fourth down. It would be 4th and 15 from that range.
Eight minutes, 45 on the clock here in the first quarter. That's what we have.
Penalty is declined. They're going to take the fourth down here.
So we're going to have fourth down and 15 for Conway.
Conway's punting unit will come out onto the field. Har-Ber rolls in a few others, and Trey Smith back deep to return. Trey Smith, one of those dangerous guys. Seen all season how quickly he can stop and start, reach full speed.
We have the laundry on the field.
The encroachment against Har-Ber, lining up in the neutral zone.
Not going to make much of a difference.
They're still in clear punting situation here, still short of the first stick. 4th and 11.
So it's 4th and 11. Ball's on the 45-yard line. 8:45 on the clock. Conway's back to pump the ball. It's a good snap, and the kick is going to be kind of short. It's going to go out about the 33, 34-yard line.
A lot of hang time on that kick, but probably not enough distance. I don't know if I should say enough distance because really distance doesn't matter to this Har-Ber offense. We've seen them score from literally every place on the field.
So this will bring up 1st and 10 for the Wildcats tonight for the first time with 8 minutes and 37 on the clock. So what are we expecting here tonight, Blake, right out of the bat? Are we going to be striking hard down towards the end zone?
You see a lot of the same of what we've seen all season. You heard Coach Wood say it in the pregame show. The stuff you're going to be seeing in this 11th game is the stuff that you were seeing them practice back in August. It's been working for them all season. There's no reason for them to deviate now.
And an express up the middle, got plenty of room, around the left-hand side, across the 30, across the 20, across the 15, and down about the 8. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Luke Hannon.
Luke Hannon with that rush now is over 1,500 yards on the season for his second straight season, showing you a little bit of why he was the leading rusher in the 7A West by a wide margin. That kind of explosiveness and great blocking from the offensive line turned that into a huge play.
So the Wildcats got the ball 1st and 10. Looks like they've got it spotted about the 10-yard line. 8 minutes, 26 seconds left on the clock. Back to Hannon. Up the middle. And he's going to get about 4 yards on the carry.
He'll take it the hard way, but you know, when you talk to him and when you watch game film of him run, he doesn't have any soft runs. He doesn't take plays off. He'll lower his shoulder and go straight through people. He has the agility and the balance as well as the leg strength to plow over somebody and keep going. And he likes doing it. He hits like a linebacker does.
2nd down and 7 for the Wildcats. 7:49 on the clock. Hands it off to Hannon around the left-hand side. He's going to pick a hole, and he's going to get down about the 1-inch line.
He's going to bring up 3rd and very short. Goal to go. This offensive line is calm as ever because they know they have one of the best backs, if not the best back in the state, behind them.
Absolutely. So Luke Hannon is back. Lone setback. Kunkel's actually right in front of him, and Chandler's up under center. Chandler's going to get shoved into the end zone, and that is going to be a touchdown for the Har-Ber Wildcats.
Fuller Chandler stretching the ball out across the plane, and Har-Ber's offense takes no time in putting points on the board. Defense with a great stop, keeping their end of the field untarnished, and the offense in just a few plays goes down the field and picks up right where they left off against Heritage. We're seeing the exact same kind of defensive shutdown and offensive explosiveness in the first series for each team that there's no reason to doubt them.
So with 7 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the first quarter, the Har-Ber Wildcats strike first as they line up for the extra point. Snap is good, the kick is up, and the kick is good, and that'll lock them down at 7.
You know what's interesting about Luke Hannon for people who are fans of the NFL, he's really like a Matt Forte style back. Not only does he run the ball well, but he's also a very good slot receiver target for Fuller Chandler. We've seen him connect with him on some very long passes down the field. One right before half in the Fayetteville game was a huge momentum swing. Big physical guy that can run the ball, but is also a possession receiver and will tear the ball away from really anybody that you put him up against. So multi-purpose back, using his legs to get it done there, though.
So Har-Ber lines up for the kickoff. And it'd be interesting to see what the Wampus Cats of Conway have as a response on offense.
If Har-Ber's defense has anything to say about it, it'll be another short series and a punt.
The kick is deep. It will not be brought out of the back of the end zone, so that's another touchback for the Wildcats.
Zumbo putting on his usual kicking clinic, showing how far he can kick it into the end zone.
Against a couple weeks ago against Heritage, where we had Duggar in there kicking a little bit for doing the kicking duties, and I think the defensive kick team basically paid the coaches to say, hey, let us at least go down there and tackle somebody instead of running wind sprints.
There's a good chance. There's also a chance they wanted to see how a backup kicker did just in case Zazumbo got injured. But Zazumbo's one of those guys that, you want in there pinning guys deep on their 20-yard line every time, especially when you have athletic return men not giving them a chance to return the ball. having the ability to put it out of the back of the end zone and eliminate that risk altogether is huge for field position.
So Wampus Cats try to sneak one up in the middle there, but Jake Robertson put the kibosh on that one, because now it's 2nd down and 10. He's going to fake with the handoff. Rolls out to the right-hand side. He's going to be met immediately after completion. That is going to be about a 6-yard gain for Conway.
Austin Henderson showing off some of his closing speed there. He might have been halfway across the field by the time the ball was thrown, but when it was there, so was Austin Henderson. Delivered a pretty good hit, too. We've seen him do that several times this year, getting inside receivers' heads because they're looking for where Austin Henderson is and not where the football is being thrown.
Smith back at shotgun for Conway. Looks left. He's going to have to roll to the left, try to find somebody. He's wiggling around. And he's going to fall to the feet of Nasalai for enough for a 1st down.
And we saw Braylon Smith on their very first series extend the play with his legs. He's one of those guys that's not scared to run for extra yards. A very smart move by him, just getting down and not risking an injury. Just sliding feet first there.
Nasalai's probably one of the last people in Harvard's defense you're going to want to go head-to-head with.
Yeah, any of these linebackers really pick your poison. All of them are lethal.
A quick little pass to the left-hand side, and it's going to be down about the 8. Or excuse me, down for it's enough for a 1st down.
Peyton Kofer showing off a form tackle there. Conway's offense starting to gain a little bit of momentum. You see Smith starting to rally the troops, and they're starting to move a little faster, running almost a hurry-up offense here. Harbor's going to squash that momentum.
So there's 5 minutes 18 on the clock here in the 1st quarter. Conway's back at shotgun, hands it off up the middle, and he's going to be met immediately at the line of scrimmage. And I think everybody except the band director and 2 of the Palm squad are in on the tackle.
He got held up. Noah Hayward went for the strip there. Very smart move.
It's 4:52 on the clock in the 1st quarter. It's 2nd down and 8. Ball's on the 47-yard line. Conway shows up in a shotgun, trips to the bottom of their screen, split to the top. He's going to keep it. He's going to be smothered by Jake Robertson. It looks like Sam Hall's in there, Nasalai, and Val maybe.
Chalked that one up courtesy of enough game film right there. The entire defensive line came through, and you saw him kind of heal a little bit because they knew that quarterback rush could be coming. Didn't try to overcommit and create a lane for Braylon Smith to run through. Dropped him for what they're calling no gain, but contact was made for a loss there.
That's an Oprah sack. Everybody got a piece of that action. So that's 3rd down and 10. Shotgun drops back. Smith has the ball, throws to the right, incomplete, and there is going to be a flag on the play.
Bryden Cook got there just a hair early on that pass. The referee standing right in front of it. The line judge is standing right in front of it. Clearly saw the contact before the ball got there. It's an easy flag for him to throw. Create another 1st down here for the Wampus Cats, who not had much problem moving the ball in this series.
So it's going to give Conway the ball 1st and 10 from the 40. There's 3 minutes and 47 seconds to go on the clock. Smith drops back, throws quick, incomplete, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
It's like a miscommunication there on the route. Receiver wasn't even looking for the ball, and the quarterback threw it. 10 times out of 10, that's going to be an incomplete pass.
Especially when you throw it at the feet, at the ankles behind him.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't help his case.
All right, Smith back at shotgun for Conway. It's 2nd and 10. He's going to drop back. He's looking to his right. Has a man open, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. Just short of the 1st down, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
big down here for Har-Ber's defense. Trying to keep him out of the red zone here. Really trying to keep him out of field goal range. If they can stop him here on third down, it'll bring up an interesting fourth down choice for them where they have to decide whether or not to go for it or attempt a long field goal.
Smith back at shotgun. Keeps up the left-hand side. He's got enough for a first down. And he's going to tack on about 7 on top of that. So he's got a lot of penetration in Har-Ber's defense.
Braylon Smith, I mean, you've seen how quick he is. It's not a surprise now. And one of the keys for Har-Ber's defensive line and a few linebackers is containing his speed. And if he does break the pocket or decide to tuck it and run, you have to have guys there that are willing to hit him and really get inside of his head and keep him from breaking the pocket.
Smith drops back, looks to the left, totally incomplete. It's going to bring up second down and 10. There's still 3 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. Ball resting right about the 24-yard line.
Haven't seen any real shots down the field out of Conway. We've seen a few mid-level routes, a few hitches, maybe a couple outs, and then these really quick, almost slant routes that they're running out of these slot receivers.
Smith back at shotgun, twin to the top of your screen. Drops back, looks right, throws right, and it is incomplete. You know what I'm noticing here? Conway doing a really good job of eating that clock.
They are doing it, and they're doing it with a blend of pass plays and run plays there. Brighton Cook on that coverage, good clean coverage, making sure that he was between the football and the receiver. But even with the clock stoppages, they are still eating up clock. You can chalk that one up courtesy of Braylon Smith.
Smith back at shotgun for Conway in the spread formation. It's third down and 10. Ball's on the 24-yard line. He's dropping back. He's got a lot of penetration there. He's going to shake and move, but he's going to be dropped for a loss. It looks like Big Ramirez there on the tackle.
I'm not sure. There was a pile of people in there, but it looks like Ramirez was the one to lay that hit. And it's a good thing he did because it is now 4th and 12. Excuse me.
2:45 on the clock.
Looks like they're going for it here.
So 4th down and 12, and then Conway is dropping back for a pass play. Looks to the right. It is incomplete.
Brighton Smith on the pass breakup came in hot and literally tore the ball out of the receiver's hands there. One thing that Coach Wood talked about very early in the coaches show was the athleticism, and Coach Simpson talked about it too, the athleticism of their receivers. And one of the keys for both of them to this game was neutralizing their size, their speed, their athleticism. Brighton Cook there jumping that route, putting himself in perfect position to make the play and giving the ball back to the offense.
So the Wildcats will have the ball, first down and 10. The ball is on the 26-yard line, and there's 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go here in the first quarter. So we have a flag on the play.
Stoppage play here. False start on Har-Ber. Back them up 5 yards.
Which really does not mean very much to this Har-Ber offense.
Yeah, and we affectionately use the term running start as an example, but we see time and time again where they'll turn 15 yards to the first down marker into a touchdown play.
Yeah. I mean, it happens so frequent, we almost are starting to think that's part of the play. First and 15 now for the Wildcats. Holds it off to the Luke Cannon Express up the right-hand side, and he's going to get about 4.
Getting some of those penalty yards back. Bringing it a much more manageable second down here.
So for the Wildcats, it'll be second down and 11.
Clock will take down under 2 minutes here before this ball is snapped.
Chandler back at shotgun. Hannon's off to the right-hand side into the flat. It's got a little pressure. He's going to dump it off in front of Blackston, and it will be incomplete.
Bring up a 3rd and 11 here. from their own 25-yard line.
1 minute and 49 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It's still 7-0, Har-Ber Wildcats. And I believe we're going to see a touchdown play right here. Chandler drops back, looks to the right, and that is complete opposite of a touchdown play.
He's going to back up Har-Ber deep, most likely see a punt out of Trey Smith here. Offensive line gives up a very, very rare sack. Not often that you see them let a defense get pressure, but maybe a breakdown in the blocking scheme there. Har-Ber's going to give up our first sack in quite a while.
So Trey Smith back for the punting duties. And the kick is off. It's a beautiful kick, crosses the 40. And he's going to be tackled about the 44.
Chase Anderson will wrap up his knees and Brighton Cook will lower the boom. It's one of the most helpless feelings as a ball carrier when somebody's got your legs and you see somebody like Brighton Cook coming in full tilt. You know it's going to hurt.
That's exactly what you say to yourself, too. Oh, this is going to hurt.
Happens to you enough, and you know exactly what you're about to feel.
So with 59 seconds to go here in the first quarter, the Wildcats still up 7-0, but the Wampus Cats have it 1st and 10 from the 45.
Maryland Cook avoids Sam Hall's blitz there.
He's got a lot of time here.
Robertson in pursuit.
And that was incredible. Give the credit to the defensive backs who weren't budging 1 inch. You're just looking for a little more penetration from the defensive linemen.
That's a tough play there as a corner. Coming over here to Brighton Cook's side. When you see a quarterback running at you, you have to decide whether or not to come off your receiver and try to help make a play on the quarterback or stay in coverage in case he passes it. There he made the right choice and probably prevented a first down play from Braylon Smith.
2nd down and 5 for the Wampus Cats. Smith back at shotgun. Hands it off up the middle. And he's got enough for a first down. And he's going to tack about 10 yards on top of that.
Caldale, we talked about him in pregame on the carry. Their leading rusher, a little over 700 yards in the season. You look to him when Braylon Smith, I guess, gets tired of running. They hand the ball off to him and let him get some yards as well.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. Ball's on the 36-yard line. Hands it off around the right-hand side. And he's going to be tackled for, it'll be close to the first down. He might be a yard short.
Har-Ber's defense for the 2nd straight series now finding themselves backed up against the red zone. But as we've seen all season long, they seem to get exponentially better the closer they get to their goal line. That'll bring up the end of the first quarter. We're going to go ahead and throw it to a commercial, but when we come back, we will have quarter number 2 of the Conway Wampus Cats at the Har-Ber Wildcats.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Chevrolet. You've heard me say we have a better way to buy your new Chevy. If you've not been here to find out what that means, I want to invite you to come see us. You'll love the way we do business. And you can shop our great selection of the North American Truck of the Year, the Chevy Silverado, with the best V8 fuel economy of any full-size truck. Family owned, customer friendly, Everett Chevrolet in Springdale, I-49 at Elm Springs Road.
Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium, where the Har-Ber Wildcats lead the Conway Wampus Cats 7-0 as we start the second quarter.
Teams will change ends of the field here. Har-Ber's defense will get another chance to bow up and keep this driving Wampus Cats offense out of the end zone.
Smith takes the ball, hands it off to the right-hand side. And they're going to scramble just for enough for a first down.
Dale there again with another 6-yard carry. He's one of those backs like Luke Hannon. He gets a good chunk of yards on carries, and you have to look at, when you see the yards per carry, you kind of have to break it down too, and maybe eliminate some of those big plays that a back might have, because a 60 or 70-yard carry is going to skew that average greatly. But clearly he's one of those guys like Luke Hannon that can get into the second level and be dangerous.
Smith back at shotgun, immediately throws to the left, immediately tackled.
Noah Hayward on the tackle there.
Hayward not giving him very much after he caught the ball.
We've seen some very good intensity really out of this whole defense. Maybe not great execution thus far. Conway's driving a little bit. Great execution in that they've held them to 0 points thus far, but some fantastic hits and great form tackles out of this defense. They are here to play tonight. 2nd and 4 for the Wampus Cats. 11 minutes, 9 seconds to go on the clock here in the second quarter. And they're going to hand it off up the middle. And he is going to be short of the first down by about a yard. Peyton Cover is going to deliver his second hit stick of the night. Delivered one in the last drive down on the other end of the field. Just what we were talking about. These guys coming in to finish plays are not coming in and trying to strip the ball. They're trying to lay hits. You can tell these guys haven't played for 2 weeks because they're ready to play a football game. And what's more, this is their first playoff game this season. They're ready to hit somebody else.
3rd down and 2. Quarterback Smith keeps it up the right-hand side. It's going to be close to the sticks.
Wait to see where they spot the ball.
Val getting credit for the tackle for the Wildcats.
They're spotting it right on the line, and we're going to take... Nope. They're going to go ahead and give the Wampus Cats a first down here. They'll move the sticks down and inch Conway even closer to the goal line.
So 10 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter. Har-Ber 7, the Wampus Cats 0, but the Wampus Cats inside the red zone for the first time tonight.
Har-Ber's defense pin their ears back, especially these defensive linemen, try to get some pressure.
Make a bootleg to the right-hand side. Smith's going to keep. He's got some room, and he is hit. Austin Henderson with the tackle, and he's going to get about 9 yards on the play. Not enough for a first down.
I'm going to call that a tackle from Austin Henderson as much as it was a denial. He came full speed, straight at Braylon Smith. And despite Braylon Smith's elusiveness, was still able to bring him down 5 yards short of the goal line. Had anybody else been trying to make that tackle, it might have been on the 1 or the 2 yard line.
Smith takes the ball around the right-hand side. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and tackled short of the touchdown, but he does have enough for a first down.
Braylon Smith took a pop on that one, a little bit slow getting up. That's what happens when you run with your quarterback. Your quarterback's not designed to take hits, and it's a risk you take as an offensive coordinator when you decide to run the ball with your quarterback. It's a very real risk that he's going to get injured.
1st and goal for the Wampus Cats of Conway. Hands it off up the middle. He's going to be met immediately at the line of scrimmage for a loss of about 2 yards.
Caldale just met the outside of 3 face masks of Har-Ber defenders. Just sat him right down where contact was made.
8:39 on the clock here in the second quarter. 2nd down and 5 for Conway.
Conway kind of slowing it down here, making sure they get the right play call in. This is a very crucial drive for them. They know if they let Har-Ber go up by any more points, it's going to be very hard to claw back from.
Smith back at shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back, looks to the right. It is incomplete.
Pass was a little bit too low there. He's trying to place the ball away from the defender that was coming from the center of the field. Just a little bit too much. His receiver didn't have the flexibility to bend down and grab that one.
It's 3rd down and 5.
Har-Ber's fans starting to get on their feet here for this defense.
Smith takes the ball. He's going to keep it around the right-hand side, pitches it to the left, and he's dropped for a loss. Great containment by David Val, I believe.
Yeah, David Val played the defensive end technique perfectly, trailed as deep as the deepest back, sniffed out the reverse, and dropped him for a loss. That is textbook defensive end play.
7:50 on the clock here, 4th down and 9. Now looks like we've got the field goal unit on for Conway. I don't know if the field goal unit has met Austin Henderson yet this year.
Really, there's 3 guys that have all blocked PATs this year.
And that is not going to be one of them tonight. And the kick is good. So that is going to give the Wampus Cats of Conway 3 to Har-Ber 7 with 7 minutes and 32 seconds to go here in the second quarter. It's a great night for football here at Wildcat Stadium.
It is a great night for football. Got great weather. It's going to be down in the 40s by the time this game's over, most likely. It's exactly what you want to see out of football weather. Fans are bundled up in the stands. As you'll see, most of these Har-Ber football players don't wear sleeves, especially the offensive linemen. See, it's kind of an offensive line tradition that no matter how cold it gets, they don't wear sleeves.
So Conway lines up for the kickoff. And the kick is very short.
Sky kick.
Received about the 29-yard line. And it might be tackled down about the 34.
It's interesting because in week 3 we didn't get to see a lot of kickoffs from Conway. They only scored 1 touchdown. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't remember from week 3 if their kicker has the ability to get it to the end zone. So I think that the sky kick right there is probably an attempt to keep it out of some of those dangerous kick returners that Har-Ber has in the backfield. Try to eliminate a touchdown return. They feel comfortable giving the ball to Har-Ber at least on the 30-yard line.
So that is 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 7 minutes, 27 to go in the second quarter. Luke Hannon's going to take the ball up the middle.
Runs into a massive bodies. Still able to get about a yard on the carry. Make that 2 or 3 yards.
A gain of 2 on the play brings up 2nd and 8. Wildcats with the ball just beyond their own 35-yard line.
So that's 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. 6:54 on the clock. Luke Hannon around the right-hand side. He's met pretty hard at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Conway's defense has started to bring 1 or 2 more guys in the box here and really key on Luke Hannon. This might be a good opportunity to let Fuller Chandler air one out down the field. Haven't seen him do it yet tonight, but we definitely know through previous games that it is in his repertoire of skills.
Well, if you're going to load the box, you got to take somebody outside of the field and put them in it. And that's exactly when you strike. So look for this to be a downfield pass play because this is Har-Ber football. A little bit of a trick play. A shuttle pass to Luke Hannon.
I'll sniff that too. It's going to bring up a fourth and medium distance here.
About 4th and 5 for the Wildcats. It looks like the punt team is coming on. It's 5 minutes and 39 seconds to go on the clock. It continues to run here in the second quarter.
As usual, Trey Smith handling the punt operations for this unit. One of those rugby-style kickers that likes to stretch plays.
Great little kick. Can be fair caught at the 36-yard line. So with 5 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the second quarter, Wampus Cats will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 36.
Har-Ber's defense did a great job going up close to the goal line and only holding Conway to a field goal, but as this game is going, they're going to play an integral part of it. They're going to have to keep them out of Har-Ber's end of the field, give their offense a little more opportunity to put points on the board.
Smith back at shotgun for Conway. He's going to hand it off up the middle, and he's met immediately at the line of scrimmage for a loss of about 3 yards.
Explosiveness by Har-Ber's defense there. Seeing a little bit of similarity to what Conway's defense was doing to the run play earlier, except they're doing it with less guys in the box, able to drop a few more in coverage.
4:50 on the clock. Smith drops back, looks to the left. Overthrown, incomplete.
There's under-over coverage there. Peyton Kofer and Brighton Cook both in great positions to make plays on the ball carrier. The ball is just overthrown by Braylon Smith.
It's 3rd down and 12 for Conway.
3rd and 12, Wampus Cats.
Smith drops back, looks right, it's got a lot of pressure. He's going to be dropped for a loss.
Nasalai finishes that play before it even really gets started. Braylon Smith thought he had the speed to break the pocket, but was denied by Nasalai coming in there and finishing that play.
It's 4th down and a commuter flight. So their
long ways.
Punt team is coming on the field with 4 minutes and 17 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Now, kind of a sack leading to a punt's exactly the kind of momentum you want to give to your offense. Great series by Har-Ber's defense. Now it's on Har-Ber's offense to go down the field and generate their own momentum that we've seen them do countless times this season. But now's when it matters. Now's the playoffs. It's win or go home. Conway talking it over.
I think they're going to take the timeout, so we're going to take the timeout with him. You're watching Wildcat Football on the Wildcat Sports Network.
This is Jack. And this
I am starving!
is Jack's appetite. It's never satisfied.
I'm hungry. Seriously, dude? What?
Then Jack's mom started serving Tyson Anytizer snacks with all white meat and lots of protein. They're the only snacks that make Jack's appetite disappear. Tyson Anytizer snacks. Consider snacking solved.
Welcome back to Springdale, Arkansas, where the Har-Ber Wildcats lead the Conway Wampus Cats 7-3. It's about 3 minutes and 48 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter.
It's very important here that Har-Ber tries to minimize any trick play opportunities. Makes you wonder why they called a timeout before a 4th and very long, admittedly. I don't know why you'd run a trick play from that deep.
Me either. Well, it's going to be about a 25, 26, 7. Might get down to 30-yard punt.
Trey Smith's going to run away from that one. No point trying to pick it up and risking a fumble. It sets up Har-Ber's offense in very good field position to start this drive with 3 minutes and 37 seconds left until halftime. Har-Ber still at the 7-3 lead over the Wampus Cats.
First and 10, ball's on the 39-yard line, and there's 3:37 on the clock. Chandler back at shotgun. Hands it off to Hannon. Hannon's going to bounce to the right-hand side. He's going to get enough for about the 6 yards we're looking for.
Choo-choo, another 6 yards for Luke Hannon.
bring up second down and 3. Chandler drops back, hands it off to Luke. Luke's going to get the ball over the left-hand side. He's going to be close. They're going to mark him just short of the first down.
Had a really good camera angle on that, but I talked about earlier how Luke Hannon's not one of those backs that shies away from contact. You saw him launch himself into that pile close to the end of that play. He didn't just let himself get wrapped up and taken down. He projected almost like you teach defenders to tackle straight into that pile and made somebody regret trying to tackle him. That's the mark of a great running back.
That's the first sign of a lookout tackle. 3rd down and 1. And then around the right-hand side, he's on his horse. Throws a stiff arm, runs across the 35 and out close to the 30. It looks like they've got him stepping out at the 36.
Another explosive run out of Luke Hannon there. Already up over 100 yards rushing in the first half, I believe. He's adding to that total. If he goes unchecked, he's going to be a candidate to break 17, maybe 1,800 yards through the state playoff game, or the state championship game.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. The ball is on the 36-yard line. 2:22 on the clock, fakes to Hannon. Chandler rolls back, throws. It is completed for about a 4-yard gain. Looks like Conway's coach trying to get somebody a penalty on their side of the field.
He wanted a holding call there. It could have gone either way, but obviously you have to respect the referee's decision not to throw that penalty. There's Clayton Kunkel on the reception there, making his presence felt from that fullback position.
Kunkel, kind of the unsung hero for the Har-Ber Wildcats, and he doesn't get a lot of time on the scoreboard and the lights, but detrimental to blocking in front of the Har-Ber offense and running in short yardage. Hannon takes the ball around the right-hand side for 6-yard express.
And talking about Clayton Kunkel as well, I feel like we give the O-line credit, but very rarely do we ever say his name. You can also chalk up some of Luke Hannon's rushing success to Clayton Kunkel clearing blocks on a linebacker that would usually fill that gap that he's running into. Those second 3 yards after he clears the defensive line have Clayton Kunkel's name all over it.
Absolutely. 1 minute 12 on the clock. Hannon up the middle. He's got enough for a first down. He's going to tack about 3 yards on top of that.
Clock will tick down now after they set the chains down under 1 minute and 7 seconds. Clock is rolling. .58 seconds left in the half.
Not a lot of urgency here. Hannon has the ball up the middle, and he's going to be stopped immediately at the line of scrimmage.
Har-Ber's going to be smart and take a timeout here, talk it over. They have 2 timeouts remaining, I believe, after this one. They have the ability to take a couple shots at the end zone should they choose to go that route. During this timeout break, the Wildcat Sports Network would like to thank Catering Unlimited and Tire Tracks for donating the audio equipment to make this broadcast possible. Clear into the playoffs now, and it's nice for fans that are not here to be able to watch this team that's put in a 9-1 season so far. It's the first seed in the playoffs. From literally anywhere in the world, fans can watch this team.
It's a great resource. So it's a little bit of a slow start to a football game than what I was expecting, but
yeah, and don't chalk that up to Har-Ber not playing up to their level. I think they're doing that. Maybe a few miscues here and there, but Conway has really stepped up their game since week 3, and they're playing a lot better football than we saw when we pulled off a 37-7 win. So you have to give them the credit for that. But Har-Ber has the ability, once they get in their rhythm, we talk about that a lot, to put up mass amounts of points. They haven't found that rhythm yet.
Chandler back at shotgun, twin to the top of your screen, twin to the bottom of your screen. Luke Hannon, the lone setback. 46 seconds to go in the first half. Chandler dropping back, looks. Scrambles to the left. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And it looks like a late hit, but...
And the referee does throw the flag. There are 2 flags for a late hit. Absolutely uncalled for to try to lay a hit on a quarterback 2 steps after he's made it out of bounds.
It's just pure laziness. You know, the defensive guy's thinking, I'm going to run all the way over here anyways. I'm going to hit somebody. And even though he's out of bounds, it's just a cheap shot.
Not only is it lazy, it's selfish to want to get a hit for yourself when you're going to cost your team that much yards. I should say that many yards.
So with 37 seconds to go here in the first half, Wildcats up by 4, 7-3 over the Wampus Cats.
They'll step off the yards here and put Har-Ber within definite striking distance at the end zone here. All kinds of plays you can run from 11 yards out with goal to go. Actually, it's not goal to go. You can still get another first down on the 1-yard line.
So it's first down and 10 from the 11.
Make sure we get the play call right here.
Chandler is going to keep it up the middle, and he's going to get about 2 yards.
Clock's rolling now, down under 30 seconds.
And they're stopping the clock.
Har-Ber's going to take another timeout.
So we'll take a quick timeout with him. You're watching Wildcat football on the Wildcat Sports Network.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be. For you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
The Conway Wampus Cats 7-3.
We're trying to get a 2-possession advantage here going into the half. It would be much easier to come out in the second half having that 2-possession advantage. Much easier on the player psyches as well.
Chandler back at shotgun. Drops back, looks to the left, throws it to Hannon. Hannon's complete. He's dangerously close to the 1-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark him about the 2.
Little swing route there, letting Hannon's legs do the work as they have all season. It's going to put him very close to the end zone. Looks like about 3 yards out. 4 yards out. One of those 2 numbers, we'll get it sorted out.
23 seconds to go on the clock. It's 3rd down and 1. They can still get a first down here. Blackston inside, untouched for a touchdown. Wildcats. Beautiful inside trap play.
A little Statue of Liberty-esque there. Fake the pitch outside and hand it back to the guy coming back underneath. Beautifully executed. Fooled the entire Conway defense. He just strolled into the end zone like he was taking a stroll down Lakeshore Drive.
Lakeshore Drive, downtown Springdale, Arkansas. 20 seconds on the clock. Har-Ber lines up for the extra point. Snap's good. The kick is up. The kick is good. No, the kick is not good.
Har-Ber will have a 10-point advantage here, up 13-3. 20 seconds left before the half.
Be interesting to watch that on film since there was no penetration.
You know, sometimes there's a lot of kickers in high school and even the junior high level that can hit very long field goals. The thing that separates out collegiate kickers and eventually NFL kickers is not how far they can kick the football, it's their consistency. And so you'll see, you know, players that make it to the next level that kind of, you know, sputter out because they don't have the consistency to do it. Kicking's a very hard job. I know that personally because I've tried to do it and I'm terrible at it.
Coming up for our usual halftime show, we got Coach Scott with us, breaking down the first half, and with Blake, and trying to break down what's going to happen in the second half as well, this second week of Arkansas playoff football. It looks like we're going to do a little bit of meeting between the referees downfield.
Not sure what they're talking about here.
Probably where they're going to go eat after the game.
I'm thinking Arby's.
Or Harps.
And now Har-Ber's kickoff team's having a meeting.
I feel left out. I feel like we should have a meeting right now.
Not sure what that conversation could have been about, honestly. It's strange.
So here we go. 20 seconds on the clock. Kickoff is going to be short. It's stopped right at the 10. He's going to pick it up and run. He's got some open field. He's going to get about to the 36-yard line.
And a step out of bounds there. Great play. Don't want to give up a kickoff return for a touchdown with 20 seconds on the clock.
But we do have some laundry on the field.
Way back there. Usually return penalty. It's a good sign for Har-Ber. Maybe at half the distance, most likely back him up to around the 10-yard line. Block in the back on the return team. It's going to negate that entire return. Give them fairly poor field position with only 14 seconds left in the half here. As the PA system is blaring, sometimes you just got to keep your hands to yourself.
That song is literally older than you are. 14 seconds to go. Smith hands it off around the right-hand side, but he is met immediately at the line of scrimmage as the clock continues to drain. Down to 4, down to 3, and it looks like it's going to take us into the halftime show here at Wildcat Stadium, where the Wildcats lead 13-3 over the Conway Wampus Cats. We're going to get our thoughts together here and let you guys watch the show, and then coming back up, Blake will have us a little bit of a breakdown with Coach Scott on the first half of the show. We'll be back. You're watching Wildcat Football on the Wildcat Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the middle of the field as Springdale Har-Ber High School would like to recognize National Merit Semifinalists for 2015. Jared Gary, the son of Rob and Debbie Gary, has attended Springdale School's Young Elementary, Hellster Middle School, and Central Junior High prior to Har-Ber. Jared is involved in mock trial and debate and likes to read in his spare time. He plans to attend the University of Arkansas and major in mechanical engineering and physics. Aaron And Howerton is the son of Daryl and Kathy Howerton and has attended Shaw Elementary, Hellstrom Middle School, and Central Junior High prior to Har-Ber High School. Aaron plans to major in marine biology, biotechnology, and currently has not made his college choice. He would like to work on a research team studying the ecosystems of our oceans and the effect we have on them. And unable to attend tonight, Sarista Madala, the daughter of Ram and Lalitha Madala, has attended Springdale School, Shaw Elementary, Hellstrom Middle School, Central Junior High, and Har-Ber. She plans to attend the University of Arkansas and major in biochemistry and achieve degrees in earth, water, and soil sciences. She would like to become a biochemist in a research-based field, preferably in the agricultural area. Joining these students tonight are representatives of the Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Jim Rollins and his entire leadership team, and educators representing elementary, middle, junior high, and Har-Ber High School who have served, taught, and supported these students throughout their school careers. Please join Springdale Har-Ber High School in honoring the academic achievements and scholarship of Jared, Aaron, and Saristi.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Springdale Har-Ber High School Wildcat Marching Band. This year's marching collection is entitled Defiance, a composition inspired by Roman mythology and composed by Gustav Holst. The three movements are Mars, the bringer of war, Venus, the goddess of beauty, and Jupiter, the king of the gods. And now our championship-winning show, The Planets. Here they are taking pride in excellence, the Springdale Har-Ber High School Wildcat Marching Band.
58 seniors that will be graduating from the program this spring, who have dedicated 6 years to the instrumental music program in Springdale. They are Grace Sanford, French horn, 1 year, all region. Grant Bingham, trombone, section leader, 3 years all region band, 3 years all region jazz band, 1 year all state. Bailey Darrow, color guard captain, 5 years all region, 2 years all state. Jennifer Roman, flute, color guard captain, 3 years all region. Casey Hollingsworth, clarinet. Michaela Warford, string bass and marimba, 2 years all region. Holly Yeomans, bass clarinet, color guard, 3 years all region, 1 year all state. Andrea Baez, bass clarinet. Nick Cross, trombone, drill captain, 2 years all region. Emily Carpenter, harp and percussion, 2 years all region. Blake Bradley, trombone, 3 years all region, 2 years all region jazz. Bradley West, trombone. Joey Snow, tuba. Katie Dickey, clarinet, tenor sax, and loading crew captain. Graham Minot, bass trombone, drill captain, 3 years all region, 3 years all region jazz, 1 year all state. Taylor Johnson, saxophone, drum major. Jonah Thornton, bassoon, saxophone, section leader, 4 years all region, 1 year all state. John Rhodes, percussion, section leader, 2 years all region, 1 year all state. Brian Zimmerman, percussion, drill captain. Alex Lawson, percussion. Noel Berger, clarinet, color guard. Jesse Martin, tuba. Madison McKim, flute, drum major, 2 years all region. Faith Inbody, saxophone. Audrey McMoran, percussion, drill captain. Cale Smith, French horn, 1 year all region. Caitlin DeLau, French horn. Gabriel Laredo, French horn, section leader, 4 years all region. Daphne Vickery, clarinet, color guard. Luis Rodriguez, percussion, drill captain, 4 years all region. Joel Casey, tenor sax and bari sax, 2 years all region, 1 year all region jazz. Madeline Hill, clarinet, 1 year all region. Emily Potts, clarinet and piano, drum major, 4 years all region, 2 years all state. Russell Perez, saxophone, drill captain. Kanisha Greep, clarinet. Maddie Harmon, saxophone, 2 years all region. Jeremy Hacker, trumpet. Michael Matthews, clarinet. Kira Lickfelt, clarinet, drill captain, 4 years all region. Haley Nelson, clarinet, color guard, 2 years all region. Jose Espinoza, trumpet, 3 years all region. Nathan Enos, saxophone, 1 year all region. Shirley Chittister, flute, drill captain. Logan Walls, tuba, 4 years all region. Leticia Mendoza, trombone. Samantha Chavez, trombone. Marcos Nunez, bass clarinet, clarinet. Cassandra Martinez, clarinet. Sarah E. Zamaripa, clarinet. Ali Uribe, flute, color guard. Haley Leger, flute, color guard. Hannah Bradow, flute, drill captain. Becky Kalea, flute, section leader. Colby Crown, euphonium, section leader, 3 years all region, 1 year all state. Jordan Jones, contra clarinet and saxophone. Madeline J-Rowe, tuba. Aaron Osterman, trombone. And finally, Hannah Hammond, flute. Let's give these 58 seniors of the Wildcat Band a Wildcat hand, please. Please remain standing as they play Senior Fight.
And there they are, the Springdale Har-Ber High School Wildcat Marching Band. Noel Berger, would you please come up and join your seniors? And there they are, the Springdale Har-Ber High School Wildcat Marching Band.
Welcome home to Lindsay Living. From value-packed basic apartments with appliances and washers and dryers to resort-style apartment living on golf courses with fabulous amenities, you'll love where you live and play. Visit lindsaymanagement.com to apply online and see photos, rates, and floor plans for all locations we manage throughout Arkansas and in surrounding states.
Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium, where the Har-Ber Wildcats are beating the Conway Wampus Cats 13-3. Teams are about to head back onto the field to start their 3-minute warm-ups. We're here with Coach Patrick Scott. Coach, good to have you again.
Hey, great to be here, Blake.
So, first half, obviously Har-Ber up 13-3 right now. What was your impressions? What did you notice from the first half?
Well, a couple things about Conway coming out. I thought they did a good job game planning to keep the ball out of Har-Ber's offense. Out of their hands. You know, staying on the field and converting some third downs was big for Conway in the first half, but that Har-Ber defense is really pesky, as we've seen in the past, and I think our D-backs are playing some really good football right now. You've seen the quarterback for Conway roll out a few times and really not have anybody downfield because our secondary is playing lights out, and really our linebackers are playing good in coverage as well. A lot of the short passes that he has completed have been met by contact immediately. And, you know, the only thing that I would see for Har-Ber to tighten up on defensively is possibly containing the quarterback rollout a little bit and keeping him contained. But, you know, Har-Ber's playing really good football. They're going to get it going here in the second half. I thought a great job in the latter part of the second half or first half there by Coach Wood and his clock management, knowing he gets the ball back coming out at halftime, taking the ball down, scoring late, leaving 20 seconds on the clock, knowing he gets the ball back was big.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had talked about a little bit about before this part of the show started about how run-heavy Har-Ber was. They largely came out and were not flashy with their play calling at all. Still is up 13-3. I kind of feel like Conway has shown us a lot of their playbook while they're trying to claw this way back into it. And you get the feeling that you haven't even begun to see what Har-Ber has planned for this game yet because they haven't needed to bring it out yet.
Yeah, and I think that's key. They haven't needed to bring it out yet. And you may not see it, Blake, because Coach Wood is really thoughtful about his game calling. He will use everything he needs to use to win the game, but he is not going to show his full deck of cards for the weeks to follow if he feels like he is going to win this game. Certainly tonight is key. You want to play for tonight, and you want to call everything you have available to win the game. But if you've got some things hidden and some things saved, and you don't have to break it out, then certainly that's key for Har-Ber's offense moving into the future.
Sure, and Har-Ber here is not interested in running up the score. They're not going for any kind of style points.
Right.
There's only one goal, and it's to win. And it doesn't have to be by 40. As long as you have more points at the end of that game than the other team season's done, and you get to keep playing football.
And that's the goal. That's the goal. Absolutely right. Just win and move on is the goal at this time of the year.
Right. And so let's talk a little bit about the keys to the game here, both offensively and defensively.
Sure. Okay. Well, for Har-Ber offensively, I was talking to Coach Don Strubing at halftime, or right before the half started here, and he mentioned that he's watching at home on our YouTube broadcast, and he mentioned that Har-Ber's offensive line really needs to stay hooked up on the defensive line and linebackers, and I think that is key moving forward here in the second half. To get our run game going is to really stay on our blocks and finish blocks, and that way Luke Hannon can finish runs. Defensively, just keep doing what they're doing. Our defensive secondary and linebackers, like I said, are playing great. There's really nothing been open downfield. Our defensive line, they're all over the place. So defensively, just keep doing what we're doing. Really, for Har-Ber, this game should go the way they want it. They can't turn the ball over in the second half, and they've got to go ahead and finish drives with points.
Gotcha. Just a few quick score updates here. Bryant is beating Fayetteville at halftime. 24-16 was the last score I saw in that game. Bentonville up 28-7. Not sure that game is into halftime yet. And then Southside beating Cabot 14-6 at halftime.
How about that? How about Southside? Southside always gets better as the season goes on.
Yeah, I know that firsthand from my senior season here. Heartbreaking game in the second round at Southside. Southside's a very good football team. Obviously, in our division, we want them to win, but primarily if Har-Ber wins this game, we want Southside to win because then Har-Ber would retain home field advantage in the semifinals.
Yes, and that is big. You know, Har-Ber, if they finish this game, going to Cabot, it's a very hostile environment and it's a different environment, so certainly playing up here would be nice.
Yeah, and not to mention, it's a 4-hour drive to Cabot, and those long trips are tough, even when you're not playing a great team. Not to say that Cabot's not that, but when you have to drive that far, you have all kinds of other factors to deal with. So obviously pulling for Southside in this one. We're headed to kickoff here. Another short sky kick here. Be down at about the 35-yard line. Har-Ber's offense will come out onto the field. Thank you very much, Coach. Look forward to maybe seeing you at the end of this game.
So as we start the second half here at Wildcat Stadium, the Wildcats have the ball. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball sits on the 35-yard line. Hannon up the middle. He's going to bounce to the left-hand side. He's got enough for a first down. He's going to tack about 4 yards on top of that.
Luke Hannon's going to leave off right where he started, getting big chunks of yards.
So that's going to bring a 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats. The ball's on the 49-yard line.
Like Coach Scott said, you know, Har-Ber's not going to show variety if they don't need to. They can win this game with vanilla-style offense. They're going to do it.
Kind of a rush throw and thrown behind.
Thrown behind Tyler Blackston there. Couldn't get back to it. Although he made a great effort in coming back to that football. Poor Chandler under a little bit of pressure there, had to kind of sidearm it. Not as accurate when he's not using his regular throwing mechanic.
Chandler back at shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Hannon. Hannon's going to bounce around to the left-hand side. He's going to get about 4 yards.
It's a tough ball carrier to take down. It'll take 2, maybe 3 Conway guys to do it. Bring up a 3rd and moderate distance here. Still got about 8 yards to the sticks. Har-Ber's really looking to come out and make a statement with points early on in this half. Go a long ways towards sealing this game if they can extend the lead a little bit more.
Chandler back at shotgun with Hannon. Takes a snap, drops back, looks downfield, has a man open downfield. Trey Smith complete. 1st down and across the 20.
And the first time we see Fuller Chandler go down the field, it's to Trey Smith on a completed pass, something that we haven't seen out of Har-Ber yet. But like I said, and Coach Scott and I were talking about at halftime, Fuller Chandler has that in his skill set. It's something that Coach Wood chose not to bring out until this point in this game, and when he does, it works exactly like it was drawn up. You almost get the feeling that Har-Ber was kind of slow playing the first half.
So with 10 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock, the Wildcats have the ball, 1st and 10. Sits right on top of the 20. Chandler back at shotgun. Fakes the handoff, looks to the left, he scrambles to the left, and he throws to the left, and it is going to be incomplete to Trey Smith.
Ball was thrown smartly out of bounds. There's a player down on the field. Down next to the pylon. Correction, it's not a player. Appears to be one of the people that run the ball into the referee. Oh, yearbook representative taking one for the Wildcats. Glad she's okay. Sure to get your order forms in for your yearbooks. They're out here working hard.
2nd down and 10, ball's on the 21. Hannon around the right-hand side. He's fighting for the 6 yards he normally gets. And that's about what they're going to give him.
We have a 3rd and moderate distance here. Nothing this offense can't handle, and they seem to be putting the pieces together on this drive, generating some of that much-needed momentum that was largely absent from the first half. Nevertheless, still have a 10-point lead over the Wampus Cats.
10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. That was deflected by the defensive end for Conway.
Number 48, Sam Revis. Conway that got up and deflected that pass. We will likely see a field goal here from Zazumbo.
Fourth down and 4. Ball's on the 16, and there's 9 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
This is going to be a 32-yard attempt.
The snap is good. The kick is up, and it is blocked.
Got to get back into coverage here. That is not what you want to see. Huge momentum swing, even though they are still on their own 30-yard line. A special teams play like that can spell disaster for a team. Reference Har-Ber in the Bentonville games, had a few big special teams plays. Huge momentum shift and sucks the wind out of the other team's sails. Har-Ber's defense is going to have to rally here and make a strong statement to take back some of that momentum.
The winner of the Yeti Cooler is Ray Hathaway. Our congratulations to Ray.
So Conway will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 30. There's 9 minutes, 46 seconds to go on the clock. Smith drops back, looks right, throws right. It is complete and immediately brought down by
Peyton Kofer. Peyton Kofer hammers him. Very explosive play here out of the defensive secondary. Coach Scott mentioned that during our halftime show. They were all over the place. Peyton Kofer, Austin Henderson, Blaze Brothers, Brighton Cook, even Noah Hayward's laying some sticks on some pass routes out here. Just full involvement and full effort from all of these secondary guys.
2nd down and 4. Ball's on the 36-yard line. 9:11 on the clock. Smith drops back, looks to the left, drills it for a completed 1st down.
Completes the pass despite some pretty solid coverage out of Robertson. Robertson will be there to finish off the play.
It's going to give the Wampus Cats a 1st and 10. Ball's on the 48-yard line. There's 8:55 on the clock. Smith at shotgun. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, throws to the left, and he's going to be tackled for a 2-yard gain.
Peyton Kofer, excellent coverage. Went up for the ball when he realized he couldn't get it, came down with the receiver instead. Stopped that play for only a 1-yard gain. We're going to hurry up to the line here.
2nd and 8 for the Wampus Cats. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Goes to the sideline. Smith gets the call. Takes a snap, rolls to the right. Looks to the right. He does not look like he's going to throw it, but he's going to keep it.
We're going to go ahead and give the hustle award to Ramirez. Coming from his nose guard position all the way to the sideline to force Braylon Smith out of bounds there. Showing excellent range for his size and strength.
It is 3rd down and 2 for the Wampus Cats.
This is one of those momentum-changing plays. This defense needs one right here. Put a feather back in their cap and get back on the good side.
Smith back at shotgun. He's got to keep her on the left-hand side. And he's got enough for a 1st down, plus about 3 more on top of that.
That's going to put them firmly into Har-Ber territory here. Still a 10-point game, 2 possessions here. You would really like to maintain the lead that they've developed so far. Done a successful job of keeping Conway out of the end zone.
7 minutes, 54 seconds to go on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. It's 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. Ball's on the 38. Smith back at shotgun. He's going to hand it off on the jet sweep around the left-hand side. He's got nothing but daylight over there. Austin Henderson, the lone man, takes him out about the 4-yard line.
Austin Henderson, that safety net for the defense, breaks the tackle from Peyton Kofer on the outside edge. And that is one thing that cannot happen when you have speed backs in an offensive backfield. You have to make sure tackles. It doesn't matter if you make big hits. What matters is that you wrap up and finish them. The big hits are just icing on the cake of the tackle. So they really need to shore that up and make sure that those guys aren't getting back to Austin Henderson to have to tackle.
Benson keeps on the shotgun up the middle. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. And he is not going to get any forward progress, I believe.
I'm not sure I want my quarterback getting piled up on. Maybe I don't run my quarterback in between the tackles anymore.
7 minutes, 17 on the clock. Har-Ber leads 13-3. 2nd down and 5. The ball is on the 5. So Smith comes from under center, drops back into shotgun. So it might be the roll to the right. He's going to hit the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get about 2 yards there.
Again, another quarterback run between the tackles, trying to use the running back as an extra blocker there. Again, gets piled up on though.
Bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Wampus Cats. 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. 3rd quarter.
Big down here for Har-Ber defense. Wampus Cats threatening a 3rd and goal to go.
The same play they just ran. Smith drops back, throws the rights, deflected and completed for a touchdown. Conway Wampus Cats.
Somebody's looking out for that receiver because the ball kind of floated right into his hands there. I didn't see which Har-Ber defender got a hand on the ball, but 2 series and this is a football game.
The Wampus Cats line up for the extra point. Still trailing by 4. Snap is up, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So that is going to give the Conway Wampus Cats 10. They still trail the Har-Ber Wildcats by 13 by 3 points. So 6:07 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. We've got ourselves a little bit of a ball game.
Another score update. You know, of course, we're all worried about this game and willing our Har-Ber Wildcats to a win here, but Southside scoring again on Cabot, now up 21-6 with 5:21 left in the 3rd quarter was the last update. Obviously, Har-Ber fans wanting to stay here, willing the Southside football team to a win against Cabot. Cabot being the number 1 seed out of the East. Throwing Dara back deep to receive here. I don't know if he quite got it there. Getting out to the 30. Kickoff team's giving Har-Ber very good field position to start off. It appears they don't have the ability to kick it in the end zone for a touchback. I'd much rather hem them up on the 30-yard line with a kick that has good hang time.
So the Wildcats will have the ball 1st and 10. The ball sits on the 32-yard line. 6 minutes, 3 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And we're looking for some answers here offensively for the Wildcats. Hannon's going to bounce around the left-hand side. He's going to get about 3 yards.
A hard-fought 3 yards. Outside, inside, underneath. He's going to find any way he can to get yards. Offensive line blocked it up inside, and he did the best he could to fight through 3 defenders there. I mean, and it's not great. It's not a run you stand up and cheer for, but 3 yards is considered a successful run. If you can get 3 yards on every single play, then you're doing something right. As an offense, you can roll down the field getting that kind of yardage.
Chandler takes the snap, drops back, looks to the right, throws, completed.
Dara
has enough fight for a first down, plus about 6 more. Great second, third, and fourth effort right there.
Wasn't as much as a juke as it was a hula hoop. Threw 2 defenders for a loop and then continued for another 6 yards.
Doop-de-doop. Top of that. 5 minutes, 19 seconds to go. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Chandler hands it off. Luke Hannon around the left-hand side. Hannon gets a stiff arm, but he's going to be tackled for about, he might have got a yard there.
How degrading is it as a linebacker to make solid contact with the running back and still end up on your back and then be excited about it?
Explaining to your mom or your dad why your rear end is always dirty when they do the wash.
The mark of a great back is when somebody tackles you while landing on their back and then cheers about it. That's how you know you're one of the greats.
2nd down and 8. 4:38 on the clock. Third quarter. Fakes to Hannon. Chandler drops back. Looks for some man downfield. And he is hit. There's some flags on the play. I'm not exactly sure what happened.
2 flags went up at the same time.
Incomplete pass, according to the ref.
Incomplete pass. Be big for Har-Ber.
Holding against Har-Ber.
The pass will be called incomplete. Some upset Conway fans that wasn't a recovered fumble or an interception. But this is still going to put Har-Ber in a very big hole here. Holding was well behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to set up 2nd and a mile marker to convert here.
So as Blake said, it's 2nd down and a commuter flight for the Wildcats. This is usually just about a 1, maybe a 2-play conversion back for a first down. 4:24 on the clock. Chandler back passes, throws across the middle, intercepted and tackled at the 45-yard line.
Rare interception there for Fuller. Chandler doing Dara flipping rolls quickly and hemming him up. But Har-Ber giving away 2 big momentum swings that blocked 3-point attempt, and now with a rare interception from Fuller Chandler, a 10-point lead has dissipated quickly, and now Har-Ber's defense is fighting for the lead on this series. This is a completely different Conway team than we saw in week 3.
It's a completely different Har-Ber team. 1st and 10, Benson drops back, looks across the middle, throws incomplete. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. 4:12 on the clock.
Excellent coverage there. Masalai, Noah Hayward, Brighton Cook, all guys are in position to make the play. Quarterback did not have a window to squeeze that into, yet he tried to anyway. Result, an incomplete pass.
2nd and 10, 4:12 on the clock. Cats still trail by 3. Ball sits on the 45-yard line. Benson back at shotgun. Drops back, looks, pump fakes, looks for the guy downfield. He's open. And it is going to be completed.
Incomplete pass. Blaze Brothers tears it out of the hands of a dejected receiver who will walk slowly back to the huddle, hanging his head in shame.
Well, it looks like he's making some excuses. So it boils down to who wants it more there. Apparently he did not.
Blaze Brothers sophomore corner showing everyone in the stadium who wanted it more.
4:04 on the clock. 3rd down and 10 for the Wampus Cats. It's probably one of the most important downs of the game for them.
The defense needs to stand tall here.
Brings him back at shotgun, draws back, looks to the right, scrambles out of the pocket. He is going to get across the 1st down marker.
Extends the play with his legs. Huge 3rd down conversion. Tried running an inside stunt there and lost contain from the defensive line. When Braylon Smith's speed just too much to him up before he could turn it into a 1st down conversion. Har-Ber in a very close game for the first time in a while, probably since Fayetteville, if I remember correctly.
1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. Trips to the top of your screen. Benson back at shotgun. Hands it off around the left-hand side. He's got plenty of room. And he's going to be short of the 1st down.
And you know, some people will complain and say that momentum's not a real thing and it doesn't exist. All that matters is good football. But you cannot tell me that Conway's running backs aren't running with a new life. That they were not running this hard in the first half. But now they have hope, and now they've had a few big plays in their favor. It's almost like they're running on fresh legs. They're running hard into gaps. Very difficult to take down.
2nd and 1 for the Wampus Cats. Benson looks to the left, throws to the left. He's got a man open downfield, and it is completed.
Blaze Brothers barely missing that one. It was perfect coverage running right with him. The hand just missed on that one. That's going to set up Conway with about 2 yards to go for the go-ahead score.
So 3 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock and in the 3rd quarter. Wildcats lead by 3. But the Wampus Cats have the ball first and on the 2nd down yard marker.
Robertson with the rejection. He'll be taken down on the 1 yard line. Robertson, one of those linebackers that takes pride in his position. Not going to let a quarterback run him over for the touchdown.
Wampus Cats come to the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down and 1, 2:25 on the clock. Smith back at shotgun. He's going to keep it. He's going to go up the middle, but he's going to be met immediately by the interior defensive line. Ramirez, Val, and Hall.
Robertson in there as well, rejected for a 2nd time. This is a big front group of guys. Even Austin Henderson in there from his safety position, denying Braylon Smith access to the end zone.
It's going to be 3rd down and 1. Just under 2 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Har-Ber has 2 plays left to complete this goal line stand. It's a sense of pride as a defense when you can stand up and deny somebody 3 or 4 times from the 1 yard line. They've done it twice already. Here's 3rd down.
Smith keeps the ball up the middle, and it looks like he's going to get across the goal line. That's going to be a touchdown for the Wampus Cats.
Wampus Cats are going to go up here pending this this point after attempt. 4 points. Har-Ber with the lead, or with the deficit for the first time in this game. The Wampus Cat offense just ran the same play basically 3 times in a row. Quarterback between the tackles. Not a lot of variety. And then the 3rd time was the charm.
Wampus Cats line up for the extra point. Snap is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So that is going to bring the Wampus Cats to 17, taking the 4-point lead over the Har-Ber Wildcats for the first time all year.
for the first time all year, and what we talked about halftime is now thrown out the window. When you are down in a playoff game with 1 minute and 36 seconds in the fourth quarter, you don't keep your playbook in check. You open it up. In the third quarter, my apologies, minute 36 in the third quarter, you don't keep your playbook shut. You open to whatever page is going to get you the win, and you run those plays. And I have a feeling you're going to get to see a lot more variety from Har-Ber's offense here as they look to advance past the second round in their first playoff game.
Number 8, Christian Underwood, back deep for the Wildcats. Number 3, Dalton Blondara.
So the kick is up, and it is short. He received about the 25-yard line by Blackston. Blackston's going to fight his way to about the 30-yard line, 31. That is going to give the Wildcats a 1st and 10 from the 31, and it's time to see some old Wildcat football.
Yeah, the Wampus Cats are very good with their little sky kick. Kicker very accurate in putting it on about the number 30 every single time he kicks the ball. The coverage guys know exactly where to be in their lanes. Well-rehearsed aspect of their special teams unit, apparently.
First and 10, ball is on the 31. Chandler back at shotgun, takes a snap, hands it off to Luke Hannon up the middle. He's got some room, and he's going to get about 7 on the play.
That's exactly what you like to see right there. Still running vanilla plays straight up the middle there, but Luke Hannon back to his usual ways.
Second down and a long 3 for the Wildcats. Chandler back at shotgun. Hands it off to Hannon up the middle. He's got enough for a first down. Going to tackle about 2 more on top of that.
Clayton Kunkel with a good block down the field there. But it's Luke Hannon who moves the sticks, inches Har-Ber closer to Conway territory.
First and 10 here for the Wildcats. Ball's on the 44-yard line. I'm really hoping I see a shot downfield here. Hands it off to Hannon up the left-hand side. He's going to get about 2 yards.
Conway's right now pinning their ears back and flying through every gap that the offensive line opens up. They're expecting the run. The coaches upstairs definitely know that. Should be waiting any moment now for a safety to get caught napping and one of these very talented receivers to burn them deep.
Chandler back at shotgun. Second down and 8. Ball's on the 46-yard line with 5 seconds in the third quarter. Chandler dropping back, looks down deep. Blackston wide open and incomplete.
In and out of the hands down the sideline of Tyler Blackston. Unusual drop for him. Usually very sure-handed. He had to switch shoulders to get that pass. Unideal situation. But that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter here. Teams will head back to their sidelines. And during this change of quarter, the Wildcat Sports Network would like to thank Catering Unlimited and Tire Tracks for sponsoring the broadcast equipment to make this broadcast possible. This is going to be a very big fourth quarter for Har-Ber.
So kind of the pass play we were looking for, but just a little bit pinned to the corner. Can you expect more of that downfield against Duandara, Blackston?
I think you can. Fuller Chandler's usually very on target with the downfield passes. Hasn't thrown a lot of them this game, but we've seen beautiful execution from him throughout most of the year. We know he has the ability to do it, and Blackston was open on that pass. Had that ball been put just a little bit farther to Blackston's right, he would have brought it down. So to answer your question, yes, I do think we see more of that.
It's third down and 8 for the Wildcats. Fresh 12 minutes on the clock. This is the fourth quarter. Chandler throws to
Incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass to Luke Hannon. I don't think I've seen that this year.
It's going to bring up 4th down here. Har-Ber is bringing out the punting unit.
So it is 4th down and 8. The ball's on the 46-yard line. There's 11 minutes and 57 seconds to go in the ball game, and Har-Ber trails by 4.
One thing we haven't seen this year that Har-Ber has run in the past is some trickery on their punts. Conway ready for it though, so he'll punt the ball away.
He's got a great little Trey Smith bounce. Down to 13. That is going to pin the Wampus Cats deep in their territory.
And that right there is the benefit to kicking rugby style. When you do kick that end over end kick versus a spiral, you get very advantageous roll towards the end of it. He did the same thing against Southside a few weeks ago, where he had, I believe it was a 60-yard punt. It's only in the air for 40, but as soon as it hit the ground, it rolled for an additional 20 and pinned Southside deep.
It was not going to win any beauty contest, but it was very effective.
Har-Ber's been running that for a few years now. Usually found very athletic guys that can run fakes if they need it as well.
Smith back at shotgun for Kent Conway. He's dropping back, looks to the right. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. Ramirez there to make contact, and he's going to get about 6 yards on the carry.
Ramirez again, once again showing off his range, getting outside to track down a very speedy quarterback to bring him down. Now Ramirez just a sophomore, but there's no lack of hustle.
11:22 on the clock. 2nd and 4 for the Wampus Cats. Smith back at shotgun. Pointing to the bottom of your screen. Takes a snap, fakes, or hands off to the right-hand side. He's met at the line of scrimmage. He's got a little momentum. He's got enough for a 1st down.
That renewed fight you see out of their running backs. Conway had a couple big plays, and every single player on their team looks like they're running with fresh legs. It's the impact of a momentum swing. It's up to Har-Ber's defense here to slow down this offense and get the ball back in Har-Ber's hands.
11 minutes and 1 second. 11 minutes. Click off the clock of the 4th quarter here at the ball game. It's 1st down and 10. The ball is on the 25. Wampus Cats have the lead by 4. Smith back at shotgun for Conway. Takes a snap, looks to the right, immediately throws, and is incomplete.
Blaze Brothers getting in there to break up that pass, arm over the top, arrives at the same time the football does. No penalty on the play, just perfect coverage down on the corner.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Wampus Cats. .37 on the clock.
Score update from the other side of the bracket. Southside is winning 28-12 versus Cabot. Cabot with 139 yards of total offense and 6 first downs.
Smith back at shotgun. Twin split to the bottom of your screen. Drops back, looks across the middle, throws deep. He's got a man open.
Overthrows.
And is overthrown. Blaze Brothers doing a fantastic job of staying in step with the receiver.
Just overthrew DeMonte Allen there. Blaze Brothers is very quick. We've seen him several times, especially in this game, step for step with the receiver. The ball that was completed on the other side of the field was not because he was out of position, just barely missed it with his hand.
So it's 3rd down and 10 for the Wampus Cats. 10:31 on the clock. Ball's on the 25. Smith back at shotgun. We have twin split to the bottom of your screen. One split to the top and a lone setback. Smith drops back, looks. Everybody's covered. There's no penetration. Now there's some penetration. He's going to throw it away. He had pretty much all day.
And they have thrown a flag on contact with the quarterback. They are going to call a late hit, I believe, which is...
I don't think he was outside the tackles.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that possibility. The flag was thrown a little bit late. I'll wait to get the head call or the official from the call from the head official here, if I can get my words straight. He was laid into very hard by Ramirez, but
Ramirez is a big boy.
Ramirez was about a step away, which is why I didn't think that penalty should have been called, and it wasn't. The referee's looking out and doing an excellent job tonight.
So that's 4th down and a commuter flight for the Wampus Cats.
Big stand by Har-Ber's defense there.
10:22 on the clock. Wildcats still trail by 4.
They have plenty of time here. No need to rush.
It would be interesting to introduce Austin Henderson to the punter, since he's 5 yards deep in the end zone. And we're going to have a roughing the kicker.
And that is going to give them an automatic first down. The rule is
you have to touch the ball first.
Have to touch the football. Referees are going to be discussing that fact. The ball did come off as a spiral, so it's unlikely that it was touched.
Well, actually, it's a good point. It might be touched because they haven't been spirals all night.
Step it off. That's going to give the Wampus Cats a fresh set of downs.
And that is just a mental breakdown on Har-Ber's defense right there.
You know, we have had those, but I can't say I fault them for this one. There was 2 or 3 guys there that laid out for the football, and their momentum carried them into the punter. I don't think it was a mental mistake as much as it was max effort going for the football and trying to get the Wildcats back the lead there. Obviously, you'd want to give the offense back the football, but the Wampus Cats still have a long way to go.
Smith is going to hand off around the right-hand side. He's got some wiggle room to the outside, and we're going to be shoved out about the 40. Looks like about the 39-yard line.
This little scamper around the end there. Containment broke down a little bit. DeMonte Allen laid a good block on Blaze Brothers. Neither one of the safeties were able to get over on top of that one in time to stop it. Brady Patrick now in.
It's going to go 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. The ball's on the 39-yard line. 10:09 on the clock. Smith back at shotgun. Takes a snap, hands it off up the middle. And he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, but his momentum's going to give him about a yard.
Nasalai put his shoulder pads straight in the chest, and the first thing to hit was the back of his shoulder pads there. Solid hit, solid contact, almost no gain.
So that is 2nd down and 9 for the Wampus Cats. Just under 9:45 left to go in the ball game. And the Wildcats are still trailing by 4. Pass completed out here onto the left-hand side. Looks like to Leach.
It could be. There's 2 number 14s on our roster. Either Brady Newman or Braden Leach.
It's Leach. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1 for Conway.
Another big 3rd down play here for Har-Ber's defense. Conway been surprisingly efficient at converting 3rd downs.
9:29 on the clock. Smith back at shotgun. He's going to keep it. Up the middle, he's met immediately by Ramirez and Lasali.
And Nasalai came in there and really finished what Ramirez started. Ramirez split the line and made initial contact. Nasalai made sure he did not go anywhere. That's going to bring up an interesting situation for this Conway offense. Can't imagine they'd do anything but punt it here.
4th and 2 at midfield. 9 minutes, 5 seconds to go. The clock continues to roll here at beautiful Wildcat Stadium, Springdale, Arkansas.
Got a few players sauntering off the field for Conway. Looks like they're going to call a timeout. There's only 10 seconds left on the play clock.
What they're going to do. We're going to take the timeout with them. You're watching Wildcat football on the Wildcat Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett. Here at Everett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, family-owned, customer-friendly is more than just a slogan. We're dedicated to giving you the best car buying experience you've ever had. We really do want what's best for our customers, and it shows in everything we do. So come see us for a better way to buy Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the Ram 1500. Family-owned, customer-friendly. Everett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Springdale.
Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium. It's 4th down and 2 for the Wampus Cats. 8:42 on the clock.
They are going to run, if they are going to run a fake punt here, you got to watch these guys directly behind the center. Not anymore.
And they're going to take their chances with the Har-Ber offense.
They're going to let this one go and hope it gets into the end zone.
It does not.
Excellent special teams play out of Conway there. Number 14, I believe that was Leach again, laying out for it, sacrificing himself and downing that ball. They're going to mark it on the 2-yard line.
So Har-Ber has 8 minutes and 33 seconds to get some points on the board. And based on the defense for the Wampus Cats, they're going to need every single second of it.
Yeah, Har-Ber needs 98 yards and a touchdown here. Down 4 points. A field goal doesn't help much with only 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. It's getting down to crunch time for this offense.
Chandler back at shotgun. Trey Smith coming across. Hands off to Luke Cannon up the middle. He's got 5, 7, almost 10 yards.
Luke Cannon gives him a little bit of space. You get nervous when your quarterback's standing in the end zone when he takes the ball, but leave it to Hannon to create some space there and give him some room to spread the ball around.
2nd down and 3rd. 8:08 on the clock. Hannon up the middle again. He's going to bounce to the left-hand side. He's got enough for a 1st down. He's going to tack on another yard on top of that.
This is also eating clock, too. After they reset the chains, the clock will start rolling again. Sitting at 8 minutes currently left in the game. Har-Ber's offense not in any hurry here. They have plenty of time.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball's on the 14. 7 minutes, 54 seconds to go on the clock. Well, looks like we have a legal procedure.
Illegal procedure against the
That'll back the Wildcats up. So now we'll give it 1st and 15 now for the Wildcats. 7:45 now on the clock. Chandler back at shotgun. Blackstone comes across in motion. And we have another penalty on the play.
False start's going to back him up even more. This is the last drive that you can be having false start penalties on. Still 1st down here. 1st and 20 for the offense. Ball on their own 4-yard line.
1st and 20, 7:24 on the clock. And the Wildcats have the ball on the 5-yard line. Luke Hannon back at shotgun. For Chandler as he's back at shotgun. Luke Hannon behind him. Hands it off to Hannon. Hannon fights. He's got about 5 yards on top of his initial surge, so that's going to help.
Score update from around the 7A. Fayetteville and Bryan are tied 24 all currently, with 27 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. That was a few minutes ago. I'm sure they're well into the 4th quarter now. And Southside is beating Cabot 35-12.
Chandler back at shotgun, hands off to Hannon. Hannon up for this usual 6-yard express.
It's going to put him in 3rd and manageable. Came back from 1st and 20. At what point does Har-Ber get to 4-down territory on this drive?
It seems like we're just struggling to string some good plays together.
3rd and 6 with 6 minutes and 4 seconds left in the football game. Wildcats trail 13-17.
Chandler back at shotgun. Have another penalty on the play.
Another false start penalty, the 3rd one of the drive, I believe. Har-Ber doing itself no favors. Make it 3rd and about 11 here. Brady Patrick subbing in for Clayton Kunkel. Brady Patrick, a guy that rolls in at receiver a bit. Trying to get another speed guy in there. Give Fuller Chandler some more targets to throw the ball to.
3rd and 11. Chandler dropping back. There's a man down here in the flat, and it is incomplete.
And that is going to bring up 4th and 11. It's a ball you hate to see fall incomplete. Hate to see anyone incomplete, but that one especially stings. Har-Ber with 5 minutes and 29 seconds left in the 4th quarter is bringing the punting unit out. As usual, Trey Smith will be handling his duties. He's spotting the ball here. Do we see a fake punt here?
No way. They do fake it. He's going to be tackled short of the 1st down.
Depends on where they spot him. He is right there on the line. We're taking an official timeout, and we're going to measure this, I think. It is an official timeout here. The official with the white hat, you're the one with the final call here.
Remember, there is 5:26 left to go in the ballgame.
Feel like every single one of these first downs is very important. All of the Har-Ber fans on their feet awaiting this call.
It is not.
It will be a turnover on downs. Har-Ber's defense, with their biggest test of the night, backed up against their own goal line with 5 minutes and 26 seconds left of the game, will have to keep Conway from scoring a touchdown if they want a shot at advancing to the state semifinals next week. Almost willing Har-Ber's defense here to come up with a miracle play.
It's in a shotgun, hands the ball up the middle. He's going to be stopped for about a 2-yard gain.
End up short. If there was ever a time to play intense defense, this is it. The offensive lineman for Conway shaking up on the play, a little bit slow to get up. Talking to the official now.
Timeout.
I think the referee's telling him that he had to come out since he delayed the pace of the game. He's come out for at least a play. Looks to be all right, though, as he jogged off the field.
2:04 on the clock. Wildcats trail by 4. The Wampus Cats have the ball, 2nd and 8. Ball's on the 24-yard line.
Har-Ber's defense pulling out all the stops here. It's do or be eliminated for this defense. Some coverage adjustments here. Both safeties, both corners getting instructions from Peyton Kofer. Har-Ber with 2 safeties, Hills on about the 10-yard, 11-yard line.
Gets him back at shotgun. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the right. Got a man across the middle, and he's incomplete.
No flag thrown on the play. Just excellent coverage out of Austin Henderson. Will bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Wampus Cats. So far, so good out of this defense.
Looks like we're going to take a timeout, so we're going to take the timeout with them. You're watching Wildcat football on the Wildcat Sports Network.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
Welcome back to Springdale, Arkansas, where we're at Wildcat Stadium. Waiting to find out the conclusion here on the 3rd down conversion.
Conway leading Har-Ber 17-13 with 4:49 left in the half. Har-Ber's defense with a long 3rd down here, trying to get their offense the ball back to get them back in the football game. Har-Ber's fans are on their feet.
4:49, Wampus Cats spread formation. Hands it off around the right-hand side, and he is shut down, but there's a flag on the play.
See what they call this. 2 flags from opposite directions. It's clear we're going to have a penalty. My first guess is going to be a holding call here. Do you take the yards or do you take the 4th down from this position? We know that Conway has the ability to hit a field goal from this range. Holding offense. And they will take the yards, try to push Conway out of field goal range here. Probably the safe bet. Maintain the deficit at only 4 points if Har-Ber's defense can hold them off here. Defense very, very big 3rd down here. Still 4:45 left in the game.
3rd down and 18 for the Wampus Cats. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Smith drops back, looks at the bottom of your screen, throws, has a man open, and it is deflected.
That'll bring up 4th down and long for the Wampus Cats out of field goal range. Great call taking the yards there by Coach Wood to back them up. Make it a very long field goal attempt if they choose to go that route.
50 yards.
Excellent stand there out of Har-Ber's defense. Coming up big exactly when you needed them. There's still 4:39 left in this football game. Plenty of times for Har-Ber's offense to put something together. And with impact players like Fuller Chandler and Luke Hannon, don't for a second think that that's out of the realm of possibility.
So it is 4th down and 19 for the Wampus Cats. Punt team is in.
Har-Ber does not have a return man deep.
And looks like Sam Hall is jumping off sides.
Another one of those motions where you could call it either way. An offensive lineman is jumping backwards off the football. False start, they do call it that time. You can back them up even more. Conway thought they snuck another one by, but you can only motion so quickly before it looks like you're jumping off sides. I'll get away with it once, but the second time they're going to get called for it. Give Har-Ber a little bit more room to work with. Still no return man for Har-Ber.
The snap is good. The kick is short.
Very, very short. A little bit of backspin on it. They'll take a neutral bounce.
So it'll be down to about the 13-yard line. So with 4 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the ball game, Har-Ber will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 13.
One of the best offenses in the state. Playing in this kind of scenario here. Excellent running back, excellent offensive line, a quarterback that can complete any pass on the field, has the arm strength and the accuracy to do so. I wouldn't take any other team when I'm trying to play from behind by 4 points with only 4:30 left in the game. And you can't help but think that, you know, the culmination of all of the work this season goes into this drive right here.
Chandler keeps the ball up the middle. We have 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the ball game, and we're trailing by 4.
Fuller Chandler, only 2 yards on the carry there.
Dara completed on the bottom of your screen, and he's got enough for a 1st down.
He's a very powerful receiver, too. Had 2 guys on top of him trying to rip the ball out and still managed to manhandle both of them. But it'll move the sticks. Clock at 3 minutes and 59 seconds until they set them. It now rolls.
Chandler back. He's going to keep it up the middle for 2 yards. For whatever reason. 3:42 on the clock.
Clock continues to roll. We're playing out of the pistol here.
Pass broken up, intended for Dara.
Incomplete pass will bring up 3rd down, but it will stop the clock at 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Well into 4-down territory here, I believe, for Har-Ber. Remember, the 4-point deficit does mean that Har-Ber must score a touchdown to win the game. No scenario on this drive will end in a tie.
3rd down and 7. 3:26. Chandler drops back, throws to the left. And Trey Smith on a completion. Looks like about 6 yards on the play. It's going to be about a yard short of the 1st down.
Just a little bit short there. Right at a yard. Interesting 4th down situation here. You got a variety of plays you can call. With 2 minutes and 59 seconds left, you feel the time ticking away.
Chandler under center, hands it off to Luke Cannon. He has enough for a 1st down.
And that's exactly what you want to happen right there. I mean, you dance with who brought you. Luke Hannon, who obviously the leading rusher, 7A West. Now over 1,500 yards on the season, had a phenomenal season. You don't rely on anybody else to get you that yard when you need it most.
Chandler back at shotgun, drops back, throws to the left, and it is complete to Trey Smith.
Har-Ber slowly but surely getting down the field here. Short routes, but they are effective. Clock 2 minutes and 29 seconds as they move the sticks here. Har-Ber get a chance to regroup.
They have the ball, the 46-yard line, 1st and 10, 2:28 on the clock.
Clock now rolling again, 2 minutes, 24 seconds.
Chandler's keeping the ball.
And they throw the face mask penalty. It's going to be a free 15 yards for Har-Ber. You grab a quarterback's face mask, they'll throw that penalty every time. Somebody thought it was Har-Ber shooting themselves in the foot with the false start penalties. Conway comes right back and makes a disastrous mistake. 15-yard personal foul. And that'll put Har-Ber in striking distance of the go-ahead score.
So with 2 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the ball game. Wildcats trail by 4. 1st and 10 on the 36. Excuse me, on the 44. Dara makes a completion around the right-hand side. He's got enough for a 1st down.
Another 1st down there for Har-Ber. Dara showing his speed and shiftiness there. Mentioned even closer. And we are at 2 minutes in the 4th quarter here. You can't help but feel the excitement grow. All of the Har-Ber fans are on their feet. They've been on their feet this entire drive. Har-Ber piecing together one of the best drives they've had all game, and they need it the most. Not the 34-yard line with 1 minute and 58. Clock now rolling.
Chandler back at shotgun. Buchanan comes back, the single setback, hands it off to Luke, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage for 3 yards.
He's met from both sides there, tripped up around the ankles. 1 minute and 41 seconds, clock rolling. Har-Ber still with 3 timeouts. Here's some of the fans calling for that timeout.
2nd down and 8, 1:23 on the clock. Fakes the handoff, looks downfield, has Trey Smith overthrown.
Just barely overthrown. Trey Smith came open behind the secondary. Just a little bit too much on that ball from Fuller Chandler. I'll bring up 3rd and 8.
1 minute 15 to go in the ball game.
Fuller Chandler with the route he wanted. He's slightly overthrown. 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock.
Chandler back at shotgun. And we got a flag on the play.
We're going to have a false start penalty here on the right tackle, I think. There's Damon Nelson. Make this a little bit more difficult here. The downs are not the issue. The clock is now the issue with 1 minute and 15 seconds left in the game. Well into 4 down territory here, and a field goal is not going to get it done.
Chandler back at shotgun. Minute 15 on the clock, drops back, looks to the left, cross the middle.
Blackson catches it.
Cross the 10, cross the 5, touchdown! Wildcats!
With 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the game, Tyler Blackson puts the Wildcats up over the Conway Wampus Cats. That's exactly what needed to happen. Fuller Chandler connects with Tyler Blackson, and pending a defensive stand, Har-Ber has ended Conway's hopes of moving on to the semifinal round. Unbelievable.
Sucking the wind out of the sails of the Wampus Cats.
It's cold outside, but it just got colder on the visiting side of the stadium.
1 minute, 7 seconds to go. Lines up for the kick. The snap is good. The kick is up. And the kick is good. That is going to give the Wildcats 20. The Conway Wampus Cats 17 with 1 minute and 7 seconds to go here at the ballgame. Wildcat Stadium.
You don't script drives any better than that right there. Coach Wood obviously knew what he was doing from the second that drive started all the way down inside Har-Ber's own 20-yard line, or inside Har-Ber's own 10-yard line, really. Har-Ber driving right down the field and really connecting the pieces that haven't been there for the whole game. They've had, pieces of the running game and pieces of the passing game, but everything coming together right there. And Tyler Blackson, Har-Ber's leading receiver in receiving yards, putting Har-Ber up.
I would love to see a little bit of a squib kick here.
Just a score update. I believe the final score, Southside 35, Cabot 24. Har-Ber can pull this game out. Southside will come to town next week for the semifinals.
That is going to take the clock to 1 minute and 1 second as the toughest defense in the state of Arkansas
takes the field to assert their dominance one last time in this game. You're telling your corners and safeties to let no one get behind you, and you're letting your defensive linemen pin their ears back and tee off on Braylon Smith. They know that Conway has to try to get in field goal range here. 3-point deficit for the Wampus Cats.
Benson back at shotgun. Drops back, looks to the left. There's a man open, and it is completed just shy of it's like about the 36-yard line.
54 seconds left on the clock here.
And it is worth noting they have one timeout left.
With Conway's kicker not having a very strong leg, you think their offense has to get inside Har-Ber's 25-yard line to even have a realistic shot at kicking a field goal.
Gets him back at shotgun. Drops back. Looks across the middle. He's going to scramble. And he's going to run out of bounds about the 35-yard line, which is short of the line of scrimmage.
Perfect play there. Actually, bad play by Braylon Smith. Perfect play by Har-Ber's defense. Braylon Smith wasting time running out of bounds when he could have just thrown it to stop the clock. Every second for Conway is precious, making really an inexperienced error despite the fact that he's a senior.
Second down and 12. Ball's on the 35. There's 48 seconds to go on the clock. And the Wampus Cats are trailing. Benson drops back, throws the screen. It is completed at the line of scrimmage.
He's taken down short of the stick, so the clock will continue to roll here. 37 seconds left in the game. Conway not taking their timeout in case they need it for their field goal. 30 seconds left in the game.
Going to keep the ball and try to get it a little bit closer. He's got enough for a first down. That's going to stop the clock with 24 seconds.
Clock will stop at 24 while the chains move. As soon as the chains reset, it'll start rolling again. Conway still about 25 yards away from realistic field goal range. Clock rolling, 22 seconds.
Gets him back for pass. Looks to the left, throws. It is going to be completed and tackled out of bounds at the 41-yard line. It's going to give him 14 seconds on the clock and about 40 yards to go for a touchdown.
So Braylon Smith on the pass.
Flushed out of the pocket. Rolls to the right. Oh, and he gets hammered! Gets smashed, grabbed.
Woo! Braylon Smith was on the receiving end of a nasty hit. Two seconds left. Conway will take their final timeout. We're going to see Har-Ber in prevent defense. It's probably 3 deep. Safeties probably get to see Austin Henderson, get to see Brady Patrick, get to see Peyton Kofer probably in the game. Blaze Brothers and Brighton Cook will be playing massive cushions on the outside receivers.
That was Riley Bean.
Riley Bean, yes.
Destroying Benson there out in the field. Excuse me, Smith. I felt that hit. It was depleting.
Yeah, Riley Bean's one of those guys that is every bit as good as everybody else on the field, and when he gets his shot, he makes his presence felt. And that was one of those examples right there where, you take a quarterback like Braylon Smith and you lay a big hit on him, that rattles him, and he has to be on his game if he wants to have any chance of completing a touchdown pass for 50-plus yards with only 2 seconds left.
This is the last play of the ball game, and we have a Har-Ber timeout. So we are going to take that timeout with them and give our sponsors one quick shot at you. We'll be back. You're watching Wildcat Football.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family.
All right, welcome back. Beautiful Springdale, Arkansas, Har-Ber Wildcat Stadium, where the Har-Ber Wildcats lead the Conway Wampus Cats 20-17 with 2 seconds left to go in the ballgame. It's in 2 seconds, one of these teams go home for the season.
Yep, and if Har-Ber's 3 deep safeties here, I think I made the right call. It's Peyton Kofer, Brady Patrick, Austin Henderson, Blaze Brothers, and Brighton Cook, all with their heels well away from the quarterback, just forming an umbrella. They know they have to score a touchdown here. This will be the last play of the second-round playoff game.
It looks like it's completed. Looking for the hook and ladder. And he's tackled.
And that's the football game.
Har-Ber Wildcats win 20-17 over the Conway Wampus Cats to advance to the third round of the 7A state championship.
What an incredible last drive.
I aged 20 years watching that football game.
So much stress, but like I said at the very beginning of that drive, there's no other offense that I would want in that position playing from 4 points behind with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left than the offense that was out there. Just unbelievable execution on that last drive to take the ball all the way down the field, and then Blackston capping it off with the reception. Har-Ber's going to advance to the semifinal round and host Southside, who defeated Cabot tonight. So in the semifinal round after Thanksgiving, Har-Ber will host the Southside football team.
Let's take it to a quick commercial break. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Wildcat Sports on the Wildcat Sports Network.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Harps. Hometown fresh.
And we're back here, Har-Ber Wildcat Stadium in Springdale, Arkansas, where your home Har-Ber Wildcats have defeated the Conway Wampus Cats 20-17 in a very exciting game in the second round of the Arkansas State High School football playoffs. Tyler Blackston capping the drive with an amazing reception. Fuller Chandler on the throw. Very few words could be used to describe how just masterfully executed that drive was, or how stressful it was to watch. But like we said before the break, Har-Ber playing host to Southside next week, the day after Thanksgiving. Played them before earlier this year where Har-Ber's defense pitched a shutout. I believe Har-Ber's offense had 38 points. So they will get a chance to redeem themselves, but this time they have to play on Har-Ber's home turf. Har-Ber looking to make a bid next week for the state championship game. For other scores and updates, check maxpreps.com or your local sports writer's Twitter feed.
For us, this is all the stress we could take tonight. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you listening to us. We'll be back here 6:30 next Friday night, where the Har-Ber Wildcats will host the Southside Rebels. For Superintendent Dr. Jim Rollins and Athletic Director Wayne Stellick, I'm Donald Tucker, and this is Blake Tucker. We're signing off. Have a great weekend.